Production, present.
Hey, yo, Kyle.
Yeah, new Project Pat, Project Pat. What's going down? Good googly movie, that thing is juicy. 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 She got a bubble gum cap with a coat that's snappy with some wine, no legs and a booty that's snappy with some fire. Here, cause you know we love cap. Got a toe done up with her fingernails matching, girl, that big old that you're walking across the street with. Beat this for a happy meal. Can I squeeze it? Till it gon' pop, make the juice start to running out. Piece of lipstick like a goose. What I'm talking about, the freaking freaks. I heard on the goose that your pockets like a trick. Bunch of your caboose, but they wallets out. Use a stout, little something bad to the bone. Ain't a monkey hanging off the back. That's Donkey Kong. Googly movie, that thing is juicy. Good 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 googly movie, that thing is juicy. How you gon' bounce around with all that? Saying you ain't all that. Everybody at you wanna hit you like a ball bat. That thing make you look back. Be like, bang, who is that? You can say I'm hangy on a hangy. I'm assuming that a dirty South hoodie rat. Tryna hold goodies back. Waist like a rose book. Jesus, fucking bit it back. I'm found big old school. Squeezing on a boom boom. Plugged up, talking in a place. What you wanna do? Nice test on your body, nigga. Coming out your balls. These things in right. G-Flame for some drawers. You can call me Mr. Whipple. I will do the harm. Never to the charm. Make them holler at me one. Good googly movie. That thing is juicy. 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 I'm a B.I.M.P. with diamonds all in my teeth. I step in the light, made my mouth shiny. A ghetto star in the street. They shopping and cutting the keys. They y'all wanna get with me. These girls be begging please. They call me the juice man. I love a strip tease. A girl with a lot of air. It's down with me. Beat that thing like it stole something. Double in a hole something. But the stale fit up now. And then she owes something. Show something. Mean on the scene when I first seen them jeans team with that booty used to drink team. Make it go go. Up and down like a yo-yo. But I had to pop a blue. Cause I'm on Antonio. Couldn't tell her. That thing is juicy.
Psych, that's the wrong number.
Hi. Oh man. Yeah, I guess I'm right on time. I did mean to stream in the afternoon this time. So yeah, it's officially the afternoon. So I made it. Although it would be nice to stream in the daytime, some like in the morning time sometimes. I should try to make that. But just doing an afternoon stream now. So yeah, we're here. I'm gonna be fighting Malenia again. Although I will be watching something right quick or some brief shit. Amazingly enough, there's some apparently a leak happened. I'm gonna watch the video though. Let's see. Let me bring it back up. All right, from our friend Zeostorm. Let's see what he has to say. It says Elden Ring DLC in Armored Core 6 release date may have leaked. Let's check it out.
Of Elden Ring DLC earlier this week, there's a lot of discussion trying to break down the lore and predict exactly what's going to be on the contents of the story and the new things the game might add. Yesterday, there were some interesting discussions circulating about a few leaks that actually came out, saying that they know when the DLC is going to release. Now, originally, I wasn't going to cover this leak. I honestly thought it was just another offhanded prediction, but then you guys started telling me about the leaker's credibility, and then the leak was corroborated by another insider. So what we have today is something that may actually have some ground to it.
Who is this leaker? I wonder if I know them.
And we have to at least acknowledge that it may be true. So as always, when it comes to these kind of things, take it as nothing more than just a thought in the back of your mind. This is not official information. So as we dive into that today, you guys know we're chasing down 100k subs here on the channel. We cover all things Elden Ring and From Software.
Fine, dude.
So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest...
I'm already subscribed. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm already subscribed.
discussion, then do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. The next video is going to be a deep dive into the lore of the DLC image that we got, so I hope you look forward to that. But now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and
what more is
dive
there?
into
We already know that's Mikola. That's Torrent, and that's the Erd tree with the light blown out.
this article. Depending on how you want to look at things, this could be some very good or very bad news. The article is titled Armored Core 6 has a September to October release window. The plan is to...
Wait, it's coming out this year? I didn't think it was coming out this year. Okay, well, that's a new one. That's actually informative to me. I thought it was coming out at least a year from now, but okay.
Get the game out before Shadow of the Erd Tree expansion. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon was announced late last year with little further information to go by. Not to mention radio silence on the game's release date. The mech combat title was showcased, however, with a quality cinematic trailer where From Software confirmed that a 6th installment in the series is indeed coming. Sources have now revealed that the developers have planned a release window that falls between September and October for Armored Core 6. Unless further internally delayed, there are more chances for the title to launch in late September, rather than getting pushed to some time in October. Additionally, it was disclosed to me that From Software wants to get Armored Core 6 out before releasing the Shadow of the Erd Tree expansion for Elden Ring. And then the article just goes on to describe Armored Core. So before we break all this down, let me go ahead and tell you about the source of this. The author of the article is Ecstasis TV, I think I'm saying that right. No, I've never heard of this guy before. I did some asking around, I even tried to reach out to them, but I was unable to. From what I was told, they have been responsible for some very big leaks in the past. But I also heard that they've been wrong about some things before. So they're not a great source. But I do also have to at least acknowledge that they are followed by Jeff.
What is the, I need to know, where's the primary evidence they're pulling from? What are they using to make their argument that it's coming out at that time? I need to see it. I can't just take someone's word for it.
Keely, so some possible connections there. Now at this point I wasn't going to cover this story just because I don't really trust this source, I've never heard of them, but then one of you guys in the Elden Ring community reached out to Jeff Grubb and said, Jeff, what chances do you give of that one source story about Armored Core 6 being planned for September through October, with Elden Ring DLC coming afterward, being a trusted source? I'm really hoping I don't have to wait that long for DLC and figured we should wait for more corroboration before assuming this is true. To which Jeff Grubb responded, that story is accurate. Now I wasn't familiar with the first leaker, but I am very familiar with Jeff Grubb. Jeff Grubb is a longtime gaming insider and has been a pretty credible leaker for a while. Now the thing with Jeff Grubb is he says a lot of stuff, and a lot of times his speculation is taken as a leak. And so while some of his leaks have been wrong in the past, there's way too many that have been right to ignore. Some of you guys might remember him talking about Elden Ring, leaking that it was going to be showcased at Summer Games Fest after the long hiatus, which was a pretty big one. Now we have to keep in mind here that he's not the one actively leaking the info about the release dates here, he's just corroborating it. So for him to just have heard the information aside from the article, I don't think is out of the realm of possibility at all. Now does that mean the information is true? Absolutely not. All that means is that we have a situation here where it can't be ignored. Like I said, there's enough here for us to at least acknowledge the idea, and I figured I should let you guys know about it. But now that we have the information and the sources, let's talk about the logistics of this. The first claim that the article makes is that Armored Core 6 is currently planned to release in September, and I think that is a very realistic idea, but it would also be a very easy guess. Let's think about timing for a minute. September places it in the perfect spot for a marketing campaign to begin soon, run through the summer, and then for the game to release before the big holiday.
We better see like some footage before, when we have to, if it's releasing in fall, yeah, you have to see some footage by summertime. Hopefully it'll be earlier than that, late spring, but also some E3 revelations too. You know, just more info after the first sort of teaser gameplay. We need to see some gameplay. I'm just gotta say it.
A rush.
Like even if the game isn't coming out this year, I want to see some semblance of gameplay, like before it's out.
Now, given this context, it is kind of fishy that pre-orders have just gone live at many of the major
I mean, I want to see it this year, not next year. If it's coming out next year, I want to see some gameplay.
retailers such as Amazon, Target, Best Buy, and GameStop, but personally I don't read into that a whole lot. There's also the fact that we don't currently have a release date for it, which suggests that the game isn't going to be releasing very soon, but we also know that it's going to be releasing in 2023. So again, September is very realistic, but also a very easy guess. There's really not a whole lot.
So they did say 2023 and I just never realized. Maybe I didn't pay close enough attention. Okay, they said 2023. I guess it is coming out this year. All right. I need to go look at that info again.
To say about it here. I do find it interesting that they mentioned delays in relation to Armored Core 6 because this game has been in development for a very long time, longer than pretty much any recent From Software game, and Miyazaki said that it was in the final stages of development back in June of last year, so September would be a very...
I wonder how this Armored Core is going to be. It's been so long since the last one. The thing's going to look immaculate compared to like the many generations ago the last one came out. How many generations was that? Shit. I forgot. It's been a while. Oh man, I don't know. I've been going down a deep dive rabbit hole of Warhammer 40K, and that's like the best type of concept I could think of for like a FromSoft, like a modern FromSoft version of Armored Core, or how it could be done. If they went the fucking Warhammer 40K route with Armored Core, oh my god. That would be immaculate. That would be so fucking cool, dude. Shit. If not a Warhammer 40K collaboration with FromSoft, that would be the next best thing. That would be so cool, dude. I hope something like that manifests. Something. Man, okay, anyway.
Very comfortable release.
Because all the Warhammer 40K games suck, but FromSoft can make one that's actually fitting to the mythology and the universe. Because Warhammer 40K is very dark. The novels are very dark. The tabletop, which of course it's derived from, is pretty dark references. And I mean, there's lore in the tabletop. Obviously, that's where it's derived. But you know what I mean. A lot of that dark shit would fit quite well with the FromSoft take. They already deal in a lot of the themes of that series. They just need to bring it to like space battle armor sort of atmosphere, which Armored Core is a good template for.
Internally, for them to not have to sweat about it. My only issue here is that I don't think Armored Core is going to be nearly as big of a hit as Elden Ring was. Not because of anything that's wrong with the game.
Not yet, but you know, whatever current take they take on Armored Core, we don't know. They could reinvigorate it. They can reinvigorate it. It doesn't have to be exactly be like Dark Souls or anything, but they can still put a lot of a different, new blood into it. Some new type of concepts that will interest people, will grab people. Like I said, going a Warhammer 40K type of route would be a good way to do it, I think.
Just because it's a very different genre that many of the new fans aren't going to be used to.
But first and foremost, we need to see how the gameplay is. Are the mechanics much more improved? That would be nice. How do you interact with the environment? I'm doubting it's going to be open world because there's been leaks about that. That seem credible. It's not really going to be like an Elden Ring type of thing. But we'll see.
And for it to be sandwiched between Elden Ring and Elden Ring DLC, that gives fans the option to just skip Armored Core and wait for the Elden Ring DLC to drop. But that's just entirely unfounded speculation on my part. Now let's talk about the DLC releasing after that date. That would imply the Elden Ring DLC releases 2...
You don't want your games cannibalizing each other, so I don't know. This sounds like it might not be true. I would have thought they would have waited for Armored Core to, they would have waited to release Armored Core after or something.
2 years after the game came out. And while I really don't want to wait, the Elden Ring DLC releases 2 years after the game came out. And while I really don't want to wait another year for DLC, I don't think that's an entirely crazy idea. And here's why. Shadow of the Erdtree is the first time From Software is referring to a DLC as an expansion. And pretty much every Bandai...
Yeah, that's correct. I don't recall them ever calling the other DLC expansions, so that is a good that's a detail I didn't notice at first.
Account is calling it that as well. Normally they just say...
I noticed it in my last stream, but yeah, I didn't notice it immediately.
DLC. And this also comes after Lance McDonald claimed the DLC was going to be huge. So we have a few possibilities.
Oh, Lance McDonald knows? How the fuck does he know? I know he's the modder for the fucking PlayStations. He does a lot of mods and and details like he goes into the data mining. He basically mines the data of PlayStation games and shit like that. But I didn't know, like, how would he know? How would he have inside info on when they're going to release something? Unless that's in the data mining, or did he get like tapped by top brass or something? Maybe he's gotten more involved in the industry than I realized. And I like over the last time I looked into Lance McDonald, he was just a modder and doing data mining for PlayStation games. I didn't think he was actually more involved in the actual, leaking or industry information, basically. But I guess I need to go look back into what he's doing.
Abilities here. If this leak is true, and I'm not saying it is, they either just now started development or we have a massive DLC on the way. To put it in perspective, Dark Souls 3
Man, this is so bad quality. Why does it not just auto like HD? Why does it look like this? It looks all fucking fuzzy and shit and blurry.
had both its DLCs out 1 year after its release. Bloodborne took the longest to get DLC at 8 months. Now, granted, Elden Ring is orders of magnitude larger.
Wait, I thought it took a year for Artorias DLC to come out. Did I just remember wrong? I guess well, Bloodborne is the longest, then never mind.
Than both of those games, but it does get me excited at the thought of what they could cook up in 2 years. It could almost be a whole nother game. But here's why that might make some more sense as well. As I've been trying to tell you guys, it does seem like From Software is working on an annual release basis now, where they have one major project releasing every year. Miyazaki also stated that he's working on several projects at once right now. So if we have Armored Core...
I first played Dark Souls on PC though, and I don't know, I think PC came out a year later, and maybe that's why I thought. Okay, let me go check this right quick. When did fucking... I'm gonna check this on another screen. When did the PC version of Dark Souls come out? Release date. Oops. I gotta know. Okay, it released on PlayStation in September 22, 2011. And Xbox 2 later in October. It doesn't show me the PC version yet. Let me go look somewhere else. PC version. No, this is wrong. PC. When was the PC release? Damn it. That's what I want to know. I don't want remaster. Why did I just keep calling remaster? Shit. Prepare to Die edition is what I should call it. That's what the PC version was called. Let me look that up. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was pretty much correct. Yeah. It came out a year later, the Prepare to Die edition. So that's why I thought that. So, never mind. But when did the DLC officially come out? Let me look that up. Dark Souls DLC release date. Okay, what does this say? No, not Dark Souls 3, god damn it. Oh man, I hate Google. I fucking hate it. Okay. Yeah, I thought so, man. I fucking thought so. Okay, yeah. So he's wrong then. He's fucking wrong. Artorias of the Abyss did come out a year later. Yeah, practically a year later on all versions. So yeah, I don't think he realizes that. He probably only started Dark Souls with the remaster. He doesn't realize that. And with the remaster, it had all the DLC packed in. So so yeah, Dark Souls is officially the one that took the longest for its DLC.
Or releasing in 2023, and Shadow of the
Yeah,
Earth.
it says August 2012, but I don't know which day in August, but it just says August 2012.
Tree being the major release of 2024, that would be plenty of time to announce the next game after that release and then give it the marketing it deserves. That's just how my mind is justifying this release date. And again, that's going off the assumption that this leak is true, which, as I stated, we have no proof of. Now, the other thing I want to mention about this is what it would mean for this announcement that we just got. It's not really like From Software to tease a DLC that's a year away like this. They've never done that with any of their other game DLCs. They've typically announced them 2 months before their release. But Elden Ring is an entirely different animal. They gave us a trailer back in 2019 and then went over 2 years with radio silence. So trying to predict what they're doing with this game is really a fruitless effort, as we've learned. So if Shadow of the Erdtree is going to be basically a whole...
I mean, why? They don't have to spend money to market it. People are anticipating it anyway. Like, let me go back.
Announcement that we just got. It's not really like From Software to tease a DLC that's a year away like this. They've never done that with any of their other game DLCs. They've typically announced them 2 months before their release. But Elden Ring is an entirely different animal. They gave us a
Oh, that's what he means. I heard him wrong. Okay, never mind.
Trailer back in 2019 and then went...
Yeah, whenever they usually announce a DLC, it's pretty close to when it's supposed to be coming out. They don't like announce it a year ahead. Typically, they don't do that.
Over 2 years with radio silence. So trying to predict what they're doing with this game is really a fruitless effort, as we've learned. So if Shadow of the Erdtree is going to be basically a whole nother Elden Ring game, then maybe a year between tease and release would make sense. Anyways though, guys...
Oh, I see. Because people have been saying like it's probably like almost a sequel, what they're making. And that would explain why it would take a year if it's not like a typical DLC. They did call it an expansion. So I see the point he's making, yeah. Okay. That does make sense. He's right. Okay.
That's just my wild...
Well, damn, if it's going to be that ambitious, I don't mind waiting another year. Shit. I'll wait another year.
Speculation
and
about...
I'll be like, and this time I won't be late to the party. I'll experience the new shit with everybody. Because like I started Elden Ring late as fuck. Everybody played it already. I had no one to talk to about the game. Everybody figured shit out. But then people started playing it again because it won Game of the Year. So I kind of had that resurgence, but not no first time impressions anymore. I miss those with the other Souls games. I got those originally when I played the other games. Not so much Bloodborne because I did kind of play that late. I only played that at my brother's and on PS. The PS, what do you call it? The fucking app that you can play on PC. It sucks though, but it was serviceable. I was able to beat Bloodborne on it. Not the best. I mean, it's console quality, so yeah. But it was playable. I could play it. I just wish I could have PC performance and mods. But you can't have them. It's PS Plus is what it was. That's what it was. Anyway.
About this topic, you can take it or leave it. I know I literally just made a video saying I was done speculating about this kind of stuff. And of course, literally the day after I say that, we get the announcement that we were waiting for the entire time. So I don't know anymore. Regardless, I thought you guys should at least know about this leak. There's enough here that warrants a discussion and entertaining the idea at least a little bit. Please don't take this as 100% fact. It very much is not at this point, but we do have 2 sources that have leaked major things in the past agreeing on this topic. It's not like this is just a random 4chan post that we have 0 evidence whatsoever to support.
Yeah, those 4chan posts is stupid. I never take those at face value. I always got to look at some second source where it came from.
which is why I thought we might as well make a video about it. Either way though, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new around here. Next video, if no other news comes out, is going to be another deep dive into that DLC picture, because believe it or not, there actually is quite a bit to break down that we haven't already. But
Oh, really? There's more, huh?
with all that, I will catch you guys.
I didn't watch his prior video, to be honest. I thought Asmongold was going to react to it, because he usually does, but he didn't. He didn't react to Zeostorm this time, so I guess I'll look at it later. Speaking of Asmon, apparently he's playing another Souls-like, and Wolong is not very playable. I was looking at Ouroboros' channel. He was apparently doing invasions in the game, so there's invasions in Wolong. That sounds cool as fuck. I might play it just for that. But I heard it's not very good on PC, sadly. The port is not good. There's no community fixes for it yet. I don't know. Well, there might be. It's been a while since I last looked. So, yeah, I'm not playing until there's like some community fixes that make it serviceable enough for me to bother with. I do want to go and do invasions though. That looks fun. It looks like a fast game. It looks more like a Sekiro, which I guess is still a Souls-like, but yeah, it looks like that type of game. It's just Sekiro, which I'm all on board for. A multiplayer online Sekiro is cool. Like, you don't need a mod for this one. You can do that in Sekiro, but you need a mod. Let's see. I'm gonna watch the first part. I'm gonna watch it. This whole thing is like 4 hours. What the fuck? I'm gonna watch the opener.
Maybe taking too long to play Wulong, but it's time. It's a new game. It just got released.
Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. It's all blurry. Why does it auto 4080p? 480p. I hate that shit. If it was 4080p, that'd be shit. Damn, that'd be immaculate. I wish it did. 8K would be nice.
Okay. Damn, I go up that shit real quick.
Yeah, it's a faster game. It's not so much like Bloodborne as it is to Sekiro, yeah. I mean, well, I guess it is a little bit of Bloodborne. It looks like you dash instead of roll. But you also did that in Sekiro. So. Yeah, there's no stamina bar. It looks like it's just a poise posture bar or whatever. Okay. Let's skip ahead. Let's go to the end.
Point there? I think so. I think as soon as you kill this guy, it's gonna spawn. Yeah, no oh my god.
What the fuck? I thought that was me for a second. That's just his PC. Okay. The game crashed, I see.
Okay. Of course, of course, if I did this boss for like an hour or something like that. Of course. Oh my god. Okay.
Well, it's not crashing. His stream is just messing up. Okay, the game's still up.
What can I do about that? If I do this, no.
What the fuck is going on? Huh?
Here,
what is
let me
this?
Close the game real quick.
Yeah, close it.
No, not that.
So the game is fucking up this
and also like this game is full of like all these, and again, like this is just my preference maybe, but like there are all these like overcomplicated systems in this game that make it just simply annoying, overly complex, and just obnoxious.
Like what?
I don't know what to say. Like there's like 7 different systems in this game that don't need to be here, that add no value to the game. They're just annoying.
I heard that was a problem in Neo as well. I don't know. My brother plays Neo. He knows more about it.
Why would you want to do that?
The might of Swinjin
Dash company just don't
shall
understand
be
them
made
because they're
known to
new?
all.
Probably both. I just don't want to learn 15 different systems to play the game. Nothing about this game is intuitive. No, it's not. It's not intuitive at all. There's no crouch in the game.
I heard the environments in the game suck too. They still suck. They still have the Neo problem where they don't know how to do like environmental design or dungeon design at all. That's what I didn't like about Neo. The little bits I did play of it. I did play like a little bit of it.
Like I know there's people like saying it's skill issue, etc. Oh wait, look at that. The game crashed.
It did.
So now I have to restart my entire PC.
But the game's just crashing. This is a problem I was having with Cyberpunk when it first released. They might just do some updated patch and hopefully fix that. Or the community will.
Which, I mean, to be fair, like this is a PC issue. I'm not really that worried about it.
Yeah.
The dodge system sucks. You can't just dodge. You need to move and dodge at the same time. Yeah,
the dodge sucks?
I think this game is trash.
How do you fuck up the dodge, man? They fucked up one of the things that people are going to be wanting to do in a game like this. A core mechanic like that. A fun mechanic like that. They fucked that up. He says the game is trash outright. Okay.
Dodge at the same time. Yeah, I think this game is trash. Like, I'll be honest. I don't think that there's any, like, I didn't have fun playing the game at all for the entire time. And, like, I've played all the Dark Souls games. I've beaten Sekiro. So it's not like I'm bad at video games to the extent that it's making me not have fun at the game. I just think this is a bad game. People can be critical of me, but like, I'll show you the clip of like what I mean of like why I think these mechanics are bad.
Oh, let's see it. I gotta check it out.
The people that are saying that like it's I'm just crying because I'm bad at the game. How would you like? My question to anybody who thinks that is like, how would you differentiate like somebody who just thinks that the game is like badly designed versus somebody who's bad at the game? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's a fundamentally bad game.
I mean, the shit looks cool. The stuff that's happening looks cool, but if I don't know how the mechanics feel, then I can't really judge if they're really good mechanics at all.
Like, watch the animation here.
Okay, let's pay more attention to the animation. I'm just looking at more of the scenery and the art design. Let's check out the actual animation.
And like this one isn't even really that bad. If you slow it down, and let me see if I can do this.
What's going on?
It'll take a minute. It's designed to be cheap. Yeah, I think it just has really cheap kill mechanics where it's like, I feel like I'm getting fucked over and I'm dying in a fight. See, like, all of the different attack timings for this boss are totally different, and there's no logical reason why that would happen. Like, let me go to my last attempt of the boss.
Is he sure? Like, I mean,
like, why does he hold his staff there after all the other attacks don't do that? You see what I'm saying? See what you mean? It makes it difficult to learn if it's always different. Yeah, it does. To confuse you, like I don't like it. Yeah, it's a different pattern with different timings. It's the same as like that one right there.
Man, it's okay if they do that. Like you switch up one attack, but not a whole pattern of attacks. You switch up in the middle of everything. That's fucked if that's the case. Yeah, not really getting much consistency from this boss. Like, I'm trying to see what is their basic mechanic. Are they using the staff, or are they just using the claws? And when is the tell when they're going to use their staff and their claw?
It's like you're also like you're trying to avoid something that is. Let's see it. I think it's like right here, right?
He's swirling his staff. Okay, and he's got magical spells. All right. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it.
Doing lightning. Is he staggered?
It's like there's
he
no
died.
consistent timing at all with
He
the
died.
game. Like every single ability in the game has a different timing. So
Man.
in order to learn each fight, you have to die on the fight a bunch of times, learn the timings of each ability, and then do the next fight. So it doesn't feel like you're growing or getting...
I mean, there's some people in the chat are saying, just like Elden Ring. It was feeling like that a little bit to me when I was fighting, I guess, Malenia. But then I learned, no, she has some pretty staple attacks. You can bait them and everything. I'm just losing to her. And sometimes my controller doesn't always... Like, the timing of my controller does not always resonate with what's happening on the screen, sadly. I think that's a controller issue, though. I need to just get a better controller. Or I can just change the keyboard and mouse, which maybe I'll do. But also, what the fuck was I gonna say? But yeah, what Malenia's a boss way later, though. That's the point I was trying to make. Malenia is way later in the game. Like, how late in the game is this boss? That's a better sort of like, I can understand if this is like an early boss. He did just start playing this game. I doubt he got through the entire game in 5 hours, I guess. I don't know how big the game is, but I don't think I'm doubting he probably got through late game at 5 hours. I'm just gonna say that.
Any better at the game, because every single time that you do that, you immediately start back at square one on the next boss. So like Elden Ring, I mean, not really.
He says not really. So.
Yeah, I think this game is garbage. I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of people that are unhappy about this.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of complaints. I'm not in a hurry to play this game anymore. I was, it looked exciting at first, but now I'm not really in a hurry to play it. The most fun thing about the game was watching Ouroboros do invasions. The invasions looked fun. But if the actual core game isn't fun, fuck it. Who cares?
And you think this is a good game? I'm glad that you enjoy it. I think it sucks. I played it for 4 hours. I had no fun playing.
Okay, so he didn't... This is a 5-hour stream. He must have stopped an hour ago, though. Yeah, he hasn't been playing the entire time.
The game. It didn't feel fulfilling at all. It was overcomplicated with a bunch of annoying systems that added...
Are you following Amaranth, Aswin? That's probably just the recommendations. They do recommend like the top streamers and your recommendations, but I don't know. It might be his follow list.
No gameplay.
What do you say?
I just think it did with a bunch of annoying systems that added no gameplay.
Oh, really?
I just think it's a trash game. Even the bosses that I killed, I think have cheap attacks and mechanics that would not logically make sense whenever you fight them. This game, again, it made me appreciate like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Sekiro, stuff like that.
Huh. Man, I hope Black Myth does not make the same mistake if that's the case. Black Myth looks like it'll be fun. I hope it is.
That's it. Yeah. I just think it's a bad game. It's a bad game with unfun and unfair mechanics.
All right, not in a hurry to play that then. I'll wait on that one. Yeah, I already looked at this. Okay. And this is a donkey video. It was just released yesterday. I'm going to watch this and then I'm going to start the game. Because I've stalled long enough.
I say next year. That's the year when video games come back to life. And then this comes out. But this year?
Oh, that game. That game was terrible, man. I played the demo and I was like, nope. No, sir. Not going to buy that. That game was ass, man. I can't believe it's from the people who were involved in the original Sonic games, but then I realized the guys who made that Battle in Wonderworld game, they didn't actually do gameplay. Well, I guess the closest was Yuji Naka. He's credited a lot with the creation of Sonic, even though he didn't create Sonic. He was a programmer on Sonic 1, like lead programmer, but he didn't actually create Sonic. The actual creator of Sonic was on board with that Battle in Wonderworld game. He did all the artwork. He drew Sonic, created him. He no longer works at Sega anymore, but he was the original creator of Sonic. But he's an artist. He's not a game designer, not a game developer. There was a core member of the old original Sonic team that was... Oh, I started the game. But I'm going to watch the donkey video before I start, so I'm going to click out right quick. I'm going to close this. Shut up. But yeah, there was a guy who was on board the original games. He's responsible for the gameplay of Sonic and the actual good Sonic games, why they were fun to begin with. His name was Hirokazu Yasuhara. And unfortunately, he was the one member of the original trio that was he was not involved in Battle in Wonderworld. So the gameplay really suffered. You could tell because those two are not game developers, they're not game designers. Yuji Naka and Naoto Oshima, who's the guy who originally drew Sonic and created them. They're not game designers. Yuji was just a tech guy. He knows how to code, but not how to develop game design, unfortunately. Or design worlds. He doesn't know how to do gameplay design. That was Yasuhara, Hiro Yasuhara. But he did a lot of other shit. He was involved in Naughty Dog for a while after he got off Sonic. He went to go work for them. He was responsible for the good Naughty Dog games. Now Naughty Dog sucks. No one likes Naughty Dog anymore. They're kind of tired of him anyway.
This is the one, everybody. As long as Kuma is a playable character, then I like Tekken 8. What I really want to see from this and Street Fighter 6 and every other fighting game...
I'm definitely going to be playing Street Fighter 6. It looks way better than Street Fighter 5. I'm already on board. Oh, they made Cammy. Cammy looks... Oh, man. Cammy looks legit, dude. They actually made her look like she'll be fun to play. And their new designs for all the old characters are cool, man.
Is a satisfying single-player mode. Fighting games today are extremely disposable.
Although the newer characters I'm not so sure about. At least the dudes. I don't like some of the new dude characters. Some of the new female characters are better. They need to, I don't know, they kind of dropped the ball on some of the dudes though. I don't know. Jamie looks cool though. I like Jamie. He doesn't look cool, but his fighting style is really cool.
Community is gone. These games cease to exist.
The main character, who's supposed to be like the Ryu of this one, he reminds me too much of Logan Paul or Jake Paul. I guess that's what looks like he's supposed to be inspired from. And I'm not on board with that. It's kind of lame.
Soul Calibur, Guilty Gear, Tekken 7, Mortal Kombat. The single player for these games is people talking.
Yeah. The single player is not really big in fighting games these days. Mortal Kombat did a lot of that back in the old days. I mean, they still do. But the thing about Mortal Kombat is they got way too much into like buying gear to like make your character more powerful. It's some real nickel and dime shit in the game. You can turn that off for online tournaments, but they really want to encourage that. So it doesn't matter that you can turn it off. People are gonna want to show off their earnings or that they know how to swipe a credit card. so that's why they have it. It doesn't really improve Mortal Kombat at all. It doesn't improve the series at all. So I don't like that shit. Well, you can put on this new armor part that gives you this much amount of damage or speed or some dumb shit.
How do you know about that?
Like, what the fuck are we doing out here? Most fighting games already have the components needed for a great single-player game. They just need to structure them in a more exciting way. Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Hades 2 are coming up, both rated.
Oh man, about time. Is it finally coming out this year? Silk Song's coming out this year, huh?
Action games that I want to see get the Doom Eternal treatment.
Oh yeah, and Hades 2. That's coming out this year?
From the makers of Celeste, we got Earthblade and Mina the
That looks fucking cool.
Follower from the makers of Shovel Knight. I played
Oh, that's a Shovel Knight, guys? Okay. It looks like Zelda.
the demo for this. It's like
You play a mouse, okay.
Game Boy Zelda meets Castlevania. Pepper Grinder is finally coming out. I remember talking about this one years ago, and it's looking a lot fancier now than when I first played it. Animal Will. Oh, hey.
Oh yeah, that's the game he's publishing. I mean, it looks really artsy. I like the aesthetic of it. It's typical indie pixel art, but as long as you captivate me with it, I don't mind it. Even though it's overdone a lot in the indie scene, but if you do some nice shit with it, I won't complain. I like pixel art. It just needs to not look, non distinct.
I'm really excited.
This looks distinct.
For Animal Well. The whole reason we wanted to publish it is because it's such a left field game. It's the only game in this video without combat, and I think people are really gonna like the animals.
I don't think that's a selling point. Don't just say just because it doesn't have combat that makes it special. Like, shut up. That's the same. I don't know. I don't like that. Just talk about the gameplay. Like, captivate me with the gameplay, not what it doesn't have. That's not a selling point.
2 weeks ago, Nintendo sneaked out Metroid Prime Remastered. They really knocked it out of the park with the visuals.
It does look good, though. I gotta say, it does look good. Let me go back.
It's because
look at that water effects.
It's such a left field game. It's the only game in this video without combat.
Cute little animals.
People are really gonna like.
I like this little ghost cat. That's cool shit. See, that'll catch my attention.
Like the animals. 2 weeks ago, Nintendo sneaked out Metroid Prime Remastered. They really knocked it out of the park with the visuals, and it's running at 60 FPS on the Nintendo Switch.
It looks good.
If you're looking for intense,
looks fucking good, man. I didn't even like Metroid Prime as a concept, but it does look good. The remaster looks good. I might emulate that. Cause fuck if I'm getting a Switch. No, I might get a Switch. I don't know.
Fights and great combat. Play Metroid Dread. Metroid Prime is more about mood and atmosphere and backtracking. Lots of backtracking. Those opening moments when you step onto Talon 4, the waterfalls and fauna, the alien creatures, the rain splashing under your cannon and dripping off your visor.
And the graphics. That's really what this is all about.
And underlining all of it is that haunting, beautiful soundtrack. If Prime 4 looks and sounds like this,
it looks much better than the GameCube, that's for sure.
And be living very large. Final Fantasy 16 is coming out this summer. This will be the first Final Fantasy where you can actually marry a chocobo.
Oh boy.
Spider-Man 2 is Sony's big game this year. Hopefully they'll be able to bring back the pizza minigame with this one.
Are you serious? You talking about the Spider-Man 2 game? Have they even showed gameplay of that yet? Maybe they did just have a state of play. Maybe they did and I didn't know. I don't know.
We could also potentially see Big Wheel as one of the main villains. Big name horror remakes coming up with Resident Evil 4 and Silent Hill 2. There is nobody in life
that looks
more
good.
evil than the guy who says.
That actually looked good, but it looks like they're changing a bit of the story. So it's going to be like an FF7 remake type of dealie, where they basically changed the whole fucking story. It's not really a remake then. I mean, it's just a whole different fucking story. That's all it is. Final Fantasy VII, it's a nice looking game, but it's not the same fucking game. It's not the same plot. Fucking Zack is alive, which is stupid. He shouldn't be alive. That misses the entire point. But whatever.
Resident Evil 4.
I always laugh when he says that. I think it's when he goes
4.
It's like, damn, we're really on number 4 already?
Resident Evil, The Mercenaries 3D.
Resident Evil 4 is the most famous of all Resident Evils, okay? It was the first game to reinvent the series, and it's still a really solid shooter. If I was betting money, I'd say Resident Evil 4 will be the better game, but I'm more excited for the Silent Hill 2 remake because
I didn't look at this one. I don't know how this looks. I did see the Resident Evil one.
I have no idea what a modernized version of that would play like. Most of that game is walking around, looking at your map, and picking stuff off the floor. Like, how do you update that? Will they turn it into another zombie shooting game? What about the funny pizza guy? Is he still gonna go?
I hope so. Bring him back.
Most importantly, will there still be the dog in
Yeah.
Death Stranding 2 was officially announced at Jeff Keighley's house, but unofficially it was announced like 3 times by Norman Reedus because he kept leaking it. When I first reviewed Death Stranding...
Norman Reedus. Oh, man. Base Reedus. What? I didn't mean to loop this. What the fuck? Whatever.
I hoped it would be the last Strand type game, but looking back, really I hope it'll be the worst Strand type game. Stealth, combat, boss fights, huge cutscenes.
I'm hoping they'll be adding more depth or more interesting gameplay than just this Amazon delivery boy shit. I'm hoping it's more than that in this sequel.
I say leave all that.
Like, mods are the only thing that saved this game as far as I'm concerned. Like, I will only play this with mods. Like, releasing this on PC was the best thing to happen to it.
Behind with Metal Gear Solid and make Death Stranding 2 the ultimate package delivering game. That's what makes Death Stranding new. That's the part of the game I enjoyed the most. They won't do that, but that's what I would like.
What did you say? You want that?
Ultimate package delivery. They leave all that behind with Metal Gear Solid and make Death Stranding 2 the ultimate package delivering.
Oh, is he joking, I guess?
To be the last Strand type game. But looking back, really I hope it'll be the worst Strand type game. Stealth, combat, boss fights, huge cutscenes. I say leave all that behind with Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid doesn't really have gameplay. It's mostly cutscene crap. I gotta say it.
And make Death Stranding 2 the ultimate package delivery.
Like, most of the Metal Gears is cutscenes. That's just true.
Game. That's what makes Death Stranding new. That's the part of the game I enjoyed the most. They won't do that, but that's what I would like. Pikmin 4, now we're talking. With every game, Pikmin grows stronger, okay? I mean,
as long as they make the deliveries fun, man. I want to mix it up. And I want more environments than just this barren landscape.
Pikmin 3. It has such a unique, fluctuating tempo of hectic micromanagement and downbeat exploration. I love the sound effects, the music,
oh, yeah,
the
new
creatures,
Pikmin.
the fruits, and the treasures.
Why are they tiny, though? Were they always tiny and they just never remembered? I don't know. Like, this is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
There is no other game like it, and I will never get tired of parading an army of 100 Pikmin around on the screen. And now they got this guy, Ochi, who is a funny doggy. This game will be a masterpiece. Tears of the Kingdom is coming out in 2 months, and I feel like Nintendo hasn't even started marketing it yet. You can rewind time, maybe you build vehicles like Bandit.
Like, did I react to this before? I don't know. I don't even remember if I saw this video before. But let's see. There's new shit in this Zelda.
Joe Nuts and Bolts. I remember trying to...
Okay. That's a new thing. You're flying like a fucking... a drone. This is a drone. We have these all over the place where I am.
Make a boat in the last one, and it didn't pan out for me. Maybe it's still expectation.
Nah, Genshin Impact's little boat is better than that shit. Sad to say.
For this game are stratospheric, but time does not stand still for open world games. Red Dead 2 is still the most detailed open world with an incredible storyline and cast of characters. Death Stranding has that super molded geometry. Cyberpunk has cutting edge bugs and glitches. Elden Ring was like an all-you-can-eat buffet of amazing enemies and boss fights. Zelda has been surpassed in many ways, but it's...
Oh yeah, he's talking about how much Zelda's been surpassed. That's for sure, yeah. I'd rather play Genshin than this, sad to say, even though Genshin ripped it off.
Still more...
I think it's surpassed it at this point in a lot of the shit it's doing.
Open-ended and malleable than any of the games I listed, and I hope those are the elements.
Not everything, of course, but certainly a lot.
Expand on. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming out this year.
And I love Zelda. Zelda was my jam growing up.
But wait, there's one more, Armored Core 6. From Software has already
Oh,
hit us
yeah.
with a whole new robot game.
I guess
You guys
that is coming
remember
out this year.
Funny birds have a sword fight with their beaks raffle.
Yeah.
Most of the video was footage of trains, and people were like, Donkey, what the fuck is this? This is the kind of reaction I think people will have to Armored Core 6. People will be furious, but the true fans know that Armored Core is just a practice run for the game that From Software actually wants to make. Metal Wolf Chaos 2.
Oh yeah, they were involved in publishing that game. I remember. FromSoft published that game. That game was. I think they actually developed it. Actually, let me look on the screen. Did they publish or develop it? They like developed a lot of fucking games that people don't remember. Like I was playing FromSoft games a long time ago. Didn't even realize. Metal Wolf Chaos. Metal Wolf Chaos is the most hilarious game ever. That is like a 40K game almost. and how patriotic the main character is. He's like the president of the United States. It's so good. The dub is the best part about it. Like I don't know how the Japanese dub is, if it's that over the top, but the English dub is very over the top, and just whatever is happening in the game itself is over the top. Like Metal Gear Chaos, he made it. Yeah, FromSoft published it. Who were the devs though? Developers were General Arcade. Oh, FromSoft did also. So that's like they published it and developed it. Okay. And it has multiple publishers because it was hard to publish it over in the U.S. It wasn't originally going to be published here. But anyway, let me. Even though it's based in America and you play like the president of the United States, it wasn't originally going to be put over here for some reason. I don't know. I need to go back and look at the story of why that was. Okay, I got my game up. We're gonna be playing. I'm gonna be dancing. You know, I'm gonna try something new today. Actually, I'm gonna try something new today because I'm feeling I'm gonna be dying to Malenia a lot. So we're gonna experiment. We're gonna experiment with some shit, like with my stream specifically. That's what I'm gonna experiment with. We're going to get the game's up, but I'm gonna actually let's see if I can. Oh, I can't paste it that way. I'll create another screen. I'm gonna create another screen. I'm gonna do some overlay thing. I'm gonna see how it looks. I used to do this, and whenever I got stuck on a game, I used to do this. Like I got stuck in a part, I'd have something to play over me, dying or farming. We're probably gonna listen to like some shit, some videos while I die to Malenia. We'll see if I can get this set up. What do I have it in? Screen capture? Yeah. I think. Where is it? Display capture. Okay. Window capture. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And oh god, the whole thing got transferred over. That's not what I was trying to do. Oh well. Oh, I need to create another how do you do this? Fuck. It's been a while since I've done this. It's sad to say. Oh man, maybe I won't do this. I'll bring the game back up, and then I'll try this on my little studio mode. Okay. Oh, I can do it this way. This is how I can do it. I think I can do it this way. Maybe. I think I've cracked the code. Why won't you let me paste? Damn it. It won't let me. Copy. Paste. Where is it? I don't get the option. Man. I might not be able to do it. At least I gotta go in the settings or something. I'll figure this out some other time. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Alright. I could just play something in the background while I die, though. To be honest. I'll play something in the background, because I think I'm going to be dying. And I'll, like, lower the volume on the game a little bit. And then, like, once I know I'm confident in beating her, then I'll turn the volume back up. I just know I'm going to be dying a lot. So that's why I'm going to have something a bit more entertaining than me cursing out Malenia over and over. Because that's what I was doing all my last stream. We'll listen to some something interesting for this one. There's me streaming. Something long and interesting. We could listen to some Warhammer 40k lore. That would be no, that's silly. Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings. Just listen to this. This is something I did want to listen to. But let me turn on the volume here on this. System. No, damn it. What is this? Toggle auto lock on? No, hell no. Why would I want auto lock on? Why would anyone have that shit on there? That's terrible. What's the volume? Advanced settings? Is that where it is? No, that's just graphics. I got everything on high. Oh, here's the volume. Master volume. Yeah, that's fine. That's about alright. And, yeah, I'll play this other shit in the background while I die. It's about Lord of the Rings, apparently, is getting ruined like Star Wars was. And I think Star Wars got ruined with the prequels. Well, not the prequels, the sequels. The prequels are like fucking Shakespeare compared to the sequel trilogy. I love the prequels now. The sequel trilogy made me love the prequels, unironically. It's bad. When I go back and look at the actual plot of the prequels of Star Wars, it makes you realize that that plot was actually pretty good. It's just the execution was off. If they remade that, but with better like execution, that would be an immaculate sort of series of films. It could be good. You gotta have the right person on it. Where the fuck? I thought I had it up. Oh, here it is.
Lord of the Rings is getting the Star Wars treatment.
Here we go. Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special
Take this
video
crap
here
off.
today. Because
This guy looks like kinda Grayson. I don't know why. It just reminded me of Grayson.
We're not going to be doing the typical general fantasy news, but instead hyper-focusing on one specific fantasy news story that dropped this week. I briefly touched on this in the last episode of Fantasy News that was hosted by Murphy Napier in a cut-in at the beginning, but I want to give my full thoughts on the current state of the Lord of the Rings IP and why my feelings on the headlines we have seen in just the last week are so negative, which is a bit atypical for me to do here.
I haven't really talked about this at all, but there has been a lot of news and talk about them making more Lord of the Rings stuff, like remaking the movies, etc.
Really try and
They're
find
good.
some linings,
We don't need any remakes.
possible best case scenarios for all kinds of stories here, because I know fans tend to get excited. But when I hear that people are planning to give Lord of the Rings the Star Wars treatment, it makes me basically just nauseous. That might seem over.
Do you want to know the truth? I don't care.
Well, of course you don't care.
Because we got the Peter Jackson trilogy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how many stupid variations they do after that.
Yeah.
It will not take away from the fact that those movies were amazing.
Precisely.
And it's like, listen,
long as they're
you
not
go to
sequels.
DeviantArt and you're going to see a bunch of different fucking stuff for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I mean, Sonic, that doesn't mean Sonic has 3 dicks in the game, does it? No.
Yeah, that's
So
that
who
hits close
cares?
to home to me because I like
Yeah,
Sonic.
I just
and
treat
don't
it
like
as
that
fan
shit.
fiction.
I don't like that
Please
shit at
keep
all.
in mind that this is a series that is incredibly special to me, and
that makes
it is
us look
okay
bad.
for people to get really passionate about the things they
Oh, yeah.
deeply care about.
People are pissed
and
about
yes, this could absolutely, in some miraculous chance, result in a ton of great Lord of the Rings adaptations. But is that
100%, guys? Yeah, that's totally what's going to happen, because that's what's happened to Star Wars too.
Yeah, and they
really
suck.
likely?
They
The number
fucking
one thing I have
suck,
seen
though.
To be
response
fair, I thought Rogue One was pretty good, and there were some
wasn't,
elements
though.
of Star Wars that were good, like Kylo Ren. I thought
Rogue
was a good
One was not
character
good.
overall.
Kylo
But
Ren
in general,
sucked.
yeah, it's an L.
Kylo Ren
Mandalorian
was not good.
So it's like
Mandalorian was good.
If it's getting the Star Wars treatment, we will probably get a handful of W's,
Mandalorian was good.
but the majority of them will be L's.
this when people are talking about, hey, actually be
Oh, fuck.
positive,
I didn't
this
watch
could be
Andor.
good, is the idea that, yes, it is just a money-making endeavor, but so is all filmmaking in the history of filmmaking. So why should you
never
have
played
any
Tekken?
different expectations?
You never
here?
played
Because
Tekken.
that is absolutely not
What a
true.
Philistine.
Yes, making money on the studio level is why movies are made.
Yes.
But you need to look no further than the Lord of the Rings franchise itself to see that passionate filmmakers who really want to get a film made from the ground level up is also a completely valid and interesting part of filmmaking history, and one that seems to be completely absent on this soulless corporate buyout of an angle of the Lord of the Rings IP. Mike Flanagan, for the better part of a decade, has been
Well, that's the way they've done with plenty of these things, is they just
Yeah,
buy
they
the
run 'em.
IP and then they farm it out until nobody likes it anymore.
Yeah, they just drain the soul out
actively
of it.
campaigning to do some kind of adaptation for Dark Tower because he knows, understands, and loves
Dark
that
Tower?
series
They're
and
gonna
has a
run that
specific
too?
vision to give something to
Oh,
the
wait,
fans
Dark Tower,
they
the
will love.
book.
And we're gonna
Never
get into
mind.
many more angles than just the
thought they
business.
meant
It's the
Dark
same reason why
Crystal.
like Henry Cavill was
I
so
heard it
good
wrong.
at Geralt of Rivia, is
Oh,
because
yeah.
he played the game.
He liked the game,
liked
then he read the
liked
novels.
books, he played the games.
Henry
And
Novel.
so guess what?
I mean,
The
Henry
character's gonna be
Cavill.
good.
Henry Cavill's doing a
on,
40K
including
series
just, like,
now.
the themes of Lord of the Rings.
It's gonna
and
make a
what
40K
kind of adaptation
series.
could still
That's
be
gonna
done.
be
But
sick.
first, let's talk about the fact that this is just Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema buying a
He's passionate
sliver
about it, too,
of the
so he'll do it-
from the
he'll do it
Embracer
well.
Group, who has a larger set of the Lord of the Rings rights, and saying they're just going to start giving it the Star Wars.
Henry Cavill's a blood
And there's
angel.
two angles
That's
at this
his. That's
point
his
that I
charter.
want to get into. First of which is that I understand there are massive Star Wars fans out there, and I
Yeah.
think Star Wars ebbs and flows in quality.
Blood Angel's a
Sometimes you
good
get
choice,
Andor, other
you know?
times you get Rogue One, and there are fans to all of those entries, and that's
They have the
totally
best Primarch,
valid. But
or
I
one of 'em.
cannot stress this enough, especially if you're
Or they
someone
used
who's
to.
not super familiar with these two series on their origin level. Star Wars and Lord of the Rings are entirely
Yeah, my understanding is that both of those were good. Like, I watched Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was great.
It wasn't.
To be
though.
fair, half
sucked.
of the reason why I like the movie
'Cause of
is the
Darth.
last 2
Darth.
minutes with Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's what everyone said. They only liked
But
the last
A,
minute with Darth.
it was still in the movie, so it counts.
Yeah, the movie
But
sucks.
I
though.
haven't seen Andor.
conceptually different
Endorus looks
into
like it's
what
not
makes them
good at
interesting
all.
and special for fans.
I liked
Star Wars
Mandalorian
is
though.
kind
That
of
was
this
actually good.
infinite,
It didn't even
sprawling
involve the
galaxy.
Jedi,
Yeah,
really.
it
Yeah, it
certainly
is.
started with George Lucas,
And it's still
but
good.
for decades now, it has a legacy of having creative input
Although I
from
love the
all
Jedi.
kinds of minds, expanding the timelines deep in directions that just go far beyond his initial conception of the original trilogy. Fans
This is actually a really good insight that Star Wars has so much more
God
of an
damn it,
extended
bitch.
universe than Lord
God
of the
damn
Rings
it.
does. Because Lord of the Rings, the Silmarillion, and like all of the other surrounding work, like The Hobbit, it all was created by Tolkien.
Yeah,
It's
George
not
Lucas
like,
let a lot of people add
this
to
other
the
guy,
lore. He was very
fucking George
generous.
R. R. Martin did
He
part
didn't-
of
he
it,
didn't sue
and
people
then the guy that did Dune
for,
did part of it, and then there are some
for
of these other
fan
guys
shit.
that used to do it, and they like retired. So
Or any
yeah,
of the
I
novel
definitely
works.
think this is the case.
they're comfortable with that.
George Lucas
They
was
are
very generous.
extraordinarily okay with it, and you can continue to
Exactly.
dump in new characters, ideas.
And they've been doing this with Star Wars for years. Like I'm talking like 20 years. They've been adding
Yeah.
in
Like, Star
this
Wars
is
is
the Knights
practically
of
a
the Old
40K.
Republic, and these are these other
It has
characters.
more lore than
and
40K.
et cetera, et cetera,
Warhammer
et cetera.
40K.
Whole factions in the Star Wars universe, and they feel like they fit. You
Of
have to
course.
fuck up pretty gargantuanly within the Star Wars universe to insert something that doesn't feel like it could belong in a planet in some solar system.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's not this really grand
They fucked
thematic
up with the
cohesion.
sequels.
There's general ideas of good and bad, but yeah, it's not the most complicated or specific series of all time. Lord of the Rings debatably is. This is
Absolutely.
a story
It-
that,
but
yes,
what are
has
you
had
talking
other
about?
authors
Lord of the
come in
Rings
and
is
look
pretty
at
serious.
Tolkien's leftover
I
writings
mean,
and
Star
then
Wars
try
is
and
serious. He doesn't
expand or put
he doesn't
some
know much
cohesive
about
bits
Star Wars.
together
I guess.
to put out additional work. But please
Like, Star Wars was
understand,
a big
it is
allegory
still
about a lot of
entirely
real-world
the creative
politics.
work of one mind with
Like,
a specific
the original
set of
series was like an
ideas
allegory for
behind it that tell a story with
the
a
Vietnam
definitive
War.
beginning and end. And the bar for the level
corrupt-
of writing that takes place from the
corrupt
Silmarillion,
oligarchy,
the
corrupt
Hobbit, and the
plutocracy.
trilogy, and the writings after is incredibly
Colonialism.
high. And so
Yeah, it has very defined
The
lore,
Nazis.
and the
There's a lot of
time frame
allegory to
for
the
that
Nazis in
lore
it.
is also defined. Like everything is defined. All of the characters are
World War
defined.
II's reference,
The
Vietnam
beginning of the
reference.
universe is defined. I mean, it all is. There are
False
there's
flags and
a
shit
few
are go into much
unanswered
detail in
questions,
this
but I think
prequel
that they are
trilogy.
intentionally unanswered. Like, where did Ungoliant and Tom Bombadil come from?
Who gives a fuck?
These are like just intentionally unanswered questions
You
that
don't-
Tolkien
you don't need
created
to know
for the
that.
story.
when you see
I
a
think.
company come
Who
in
would
and
wanna
say
know
we're
that
gonna give it
anyway?
the
I
Star
would wanna
Wars
know.
treatment, the baggage that comes along with that idea
Yeah.
is immense, and in my opinion, antithetical to the foundation of the Lord of the Rings series and why it is important and
fucking
even
bitch.
influential. You can go watch the Lord of the Rings breakdown I did here, where I get into Tolkien's life and the ideas behind the Lord of the Rings a little bit more specifically. But I want to move on from that literary angle.
I mean, there's
and
some
talk about
war
another
allegories
that
in
I
Lord of
think
the Rings
is
as well.
equally as important
But
as to why the
Star
specific
Wars certainly have that.
adaptation of Lord
So
of the
it's
Rings
about as
is
serious
just
as Lord of the Rings, I
wrong.
would
Now,
say.
we don't know exactly.
I think this
I don't-
guy actually brings in
One
an
moment.
insanely good insight, drawing the difference between Star
I gotta pee right quick. I don't think he understands Star Wars well enough to make this claim. Because I would say Star Wars is pretty serious. It has it's allegories for a lot of real world serious things in it. Although, of course, George Lucas said he wanted everybody to be able to enjoy it. That doesn't mean there's not serious themes in it. He thinks kids can be smart enough to understand serious themes. And also, Lord of the Rings wasn't necessarily meant to be grimdark either. But, children read those. But, it does have its serious themes. One moment. All right, I'm back. Anyway.
Star Wars having an extended universe and Lord of the Rings not having an extended universe.
But yeah, he is right about the extended universe. That part he is right about. But I'm just commenting on that serious point. Like, let me go back one moment.
Star Warsification of Lord of the Rings is just wrong. Now, we don't know
or unless he's just referencing the modern version of Star Wars. Yeah, that's a trash version of Star Wars.
Specific Star Warsification of Lord of the Rings is immense, and in my opinion, antithetical to the foundation of the Lord of the Rings series and why it is important and even influential.
Yeah, answered questions that Tolkien created for the story.
When you see a company come in and say, we're going to give it the Star Wars treatment, the baggage that comes along with that idea is immense. And in my opinion, antithetical to the foundation of the Star Wars treatment, the baggage that comes.
Like, everything is defined. All of the characters are defined. The beginning of the universe is defined. I mean, it all is.
What is?
There are, like, of the
Star Wars? Star Wars doesn't really define the beginning of the universe that I recall.
Time frame for
doubly high. And so
yeah, it has very defined lore, and the time frame for that lore is also defined. Like the
definitive beginning and end. And the bar for the
There's no definitive ending in Star Wars though. It's still ongoing. And there's no definitive beginning either. And there's a lot of contradictory expanding universe.
Level of writing that takes place from the Silmarillion to the Hobbit and the trilogy and the writings after is incredibly high. And so
yeah, it has very defined lore, and the time
had
unless they're talking about Lord of the Rings. What is Lord of the Rings? Is it I don't know. Well, Lord of the Rings does have a definite ending. That's what they're talking about. Yeah, that's true. That's a definite ending.
Authors come in and look at Tolkien's leftover writings.
Okay,
and
they're talking about that. I wanted to go back to the other
Lord
point.
Lord of the Rings debatably
Where is that other? Let me go back.
Really grand thematic cohesion. There's general ideas of good and bad, but yeah, it's not the most complicated or specific series of all time. Lord of the Rings debatably is.
Absolutely.
This is a story that, yes, has had other authors come in and look at Tolkien's leftover writings and then try and
Okay, I heard him wrong. I thought he said serious. He said specific. He is right about Star Wars. There's not a lot of it's not concrete specifics. There's things that are like you know, you can interpret, but it doesn't actually have to be the case, you know. Not everything is specified in concrete, written in stone. So that's okay. I understand what he meant. I heard him wrong. Like I can hear some of the game too, so some of the game's kind of overlapping with what they're saying, and I misheard him. But let me get back to the game now that I'm back.
Expand or put some cohesive bits together to put out additional work. But please understand, it is still entirely the creative work of one mind with a specific set of ideas behind it that tell a story with a definitive beginning and end. And the bar for the level of writing that takes place from the Silmarillion to the Hobbit and the trilogy and the writings after is incredibly high. And so
yeah, it has very defined lore, and the time frame for that lore is also defined.
I'm fucking up.
Like everything is defined. All of the characters are defined. The beginning of the universe is defined. Yeah. I mean, it all is. There are, like, there's a few unanswered questions, but I think that they are intentionally unanswered. Like, where did Ungoliant and Tom Bombadil come from? These are, like, just intentionally unanswered questions that Tolkien created for the story.
When you see a company come in and say, we're going to give it the Star Wars treatment, the baggage that comes along with that idea is immense. And in my opinion, antithetical to the foundation of the Lord of the Rings series and why it is important.
It should have been antithetical to Star Wars.
You can go watch the Lord of the Rings breakdown
anyway.
Here, where I get into Tolkien's life and the ideas behind the Lord of the Rings a little bit more specifically. But I want to move on from that literary angle and talk about another that I think is equally as important as to why the specific Star Warsification of Lord of the Rings is just wrong. Now, we don't know exactly.
I think this guy actually brings in an insanely good insight drawing the difference between Star Wars having an extended universe and Lord of the Rings not having an extended universe and not having room for an extended universe. This is an incredibly good insight, and it is a massive difference between Star Wars and Lord of the Rings on the most fundamental of possible levels.
That's true.
Exactly what they're planning to do in terms of this Star Warsification. But we
I mean,
know
you
they
could
are
say they could have
restricted
done
to the
more,
third
but
age, and there seems
he
to
wanted
be
a definite
great
ending.
amount of hesitation to just cranking out a whole new
I
trilogy.
mean, no one
of
expected
Fellowship,
there to
Two
be
Towers,
more
Return of the King.
Nobody's
Let's be honest,
episodes
though, in
after
today's
Star
day and age, they would
Wars.
break up each of those books
The
into
last
the two
one,
sub-books
Return of the
within them,
Jedi.
and would have
Part
6
one and part
movies.
two.
Instead,
Yeah.
though, there seems to be this focus on taking individual characters from Lord of the Rings and giving them their own movies, as if Aragorn is somehow a character that can get a treatment like Iron Man. Spoiler alert. Not at all. I mean, this is something we've started
the video
seeing
games.
happen within Star Wars.
Well, the problem is, like, you have to, like, there's
my
too
weapon?
much reading between the lines and writing extra lines in between those lines. That's what the issue is. That, like, yeah, of course it would be interesting to have a book of, like, you know, how did Aragorn become Strider? You know, like, what led him to being in the
He played the
Prancing
video
Pony
game
that
and
night
loved it.
whenever Frodo and Sam were all there? Absolutely. Like, how did he first meet Gandalf? Like, of course.
At a bar.
But it's like, do I trust them to be able to do that properly?
No.
And is there enough
don't
information
fuck
to
it
really
up.
make a good book or a good movie
They'll
or series
definitely
about
fuck
that?
it up.
Probably not.
I don't want it.
To very mixed results. And again, Star Wars characters are not
Is this the
as
one?
specifically tailored
Yeah, it's this one.
designed for the one story they're involved with as Lord of the Rings characters. Aragorn, in my subjective opinion, as a character, you get 100% of everything you could possibly need from him from the first time he appears in Fellowship to the end of the Return of the King. Because they're
I think it's fair for people to want to have a little bit more of his backstory, because it seems like it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, you know, how he was like raised by Elrond and then like all this other
Ron
shit,
Hubbard.
etc. Yeah, definitely people would want to see a little bit
he was
more. I
raised
think
by Scientology,
Aragorn is
the Church of
probably
Scientology, I
the one
remember.
example that I wouldn't use. But I think for somebody like Frodo, for example, or somebody like Bilbo Baggins,
We don't need to
between
know.
The Hobbit
I don't
and
wanna
Lord
know.
of the Rings, that's pretty much the whole story.
Yeah.
There's a start,
I don't wanna know any
fabulous
other
execution
shit.
of development, and then an incredibly cathartic end.
Yeah.
And if you go and take a writer who is not Tolkien and just start shoehorning in audience-pleasing
Mm-hmm.
things earlier happening in Aragorn's life than The Hobbit, what are you adding that's actually beneficial to the artistic ideas behind the character?
Well, I think that this is a huge mistake this guy's making, because he's assuming that the goal of writing the story for Aragorn is to add to the literary value of Lord of the Rings. So that's not the goal,
Yeah,
okay?
obviously.
Like, this is, like, absolutely not the goal. Now, if that happens, well, that's nice, but definitely not the goal.
Nothing. And excuse this comment, but as a fan, it makes me extremely nervous in the day and age where we're
bitch.
consistently getting rather boring fantasy adaptations that are not written on a level that I think many of us have come to expect great shows to be. To hear that something as highly respected as Lord of the Rings and characters as delicately crafted as the Fellowship could be getting a similar just run through that
I will say, however, I think the silver lining for this is that because the characters are so delicately crafted and they're so, like, they were made by Tolkien with an ideology that he used to create the entire world, that if it's done wrong, everybody will just immediately discount this as fan fiction, and it will be like it didn't even happen.
That's what I do with the new Star Wars
Straight up.
movies. I do that.
Like, remember the
didn't happen.
animated Lord of the Rings movies? Like, the one with, like,
Lord and
Saruman and
Bash.
many colors and
Something
all of
Bash.
the old ones. Like, the actual... I remember my
Rough
fucking
Bakshi
teacher
was-
made us watch this
The Rough Bakshi
in
ones were appreciated,
5th
though.
grade. It was before Fellowship of the Ring came out, and he's like, guys,
People like
this
the Rough
movie
Bakshi.
is going to be so good. I read The Lord of the Rings. It's going to be awesome. Like, you don't know, but it's going to be great. And he had us watch the animated versions. And then we watched Lord of the Rings. It was like Return of the King or something like that. And then we watched some fucking Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh, God. No.
And he had us vote on which one that we liked more. And everybody voted for Scooby-Doo.
Scooby.
Even I did.
That movie
And
was
he was
terrible.
so mad.
Oh, I would be mad, too. I would have failed you all.
But the Scooby-Doo movie was way better. The original Lord of the Rings movies were fucking terrible. They were awful.
No,
but nobody
no,
talks about
no.
them anymore.
He got the
because
Rankin
it's just
Bass
like,
ones.
who gives a shit?
He didn't get the Ralph Bakshi ones. He
In the end,
he
yeah,
mixed them up.
He
mixed them up is the problem. He got that musical Rankin Bass
but it's just
trash.
deeply unpleasant to see done to something you really care about. Think
The
about
Ralph
your
Bakshi
favorite
ones
book.
were better.
Now imagine if a writer
They were
you
better than
specifically
Scooby-Doo,
didn't
that's for
like
sure. They weren't the
was
best
given
movies,
the
but
option
better
to
than
take a
Scooby.
random character from it and just give them this whole backstory that's going to become a part of the conversation for that character indefinitely afterward.
Funny thing, I played Shadowlands. We don't need to get into theoreticals here.
That was a decent game anyway.
I've lived through this.
If you want additional proof that this kind of just
Oh wait, Shadowlands? He's talking about World of Warcraft. No, he's talking about Shadow of War.
You don't need to look any
Shadow of
further than
Mordor.
the most recent Lord of the Rings adaptation made, Rings of Power, which yes has its fans and its over-the-top haters, but overall the consensus seems to be that it was just rather disappointing and particularly boring, especially on the character level.
From everything that I saw,
I fucked up.
I will say, the Elrond and the dwarf guy, oh fuck, how do I forget his name again? Durin. The Elrond and Durin relationship and that whole arc, I loved it. I thought it was really good. Unironically, I thought it was great. However, everything else around that was okay. But it was, I think that this is kind of what he's saying, is it was non-memorable fantasy. Like, nobody's going to go back in 10 years and want to watch Rings of Power. Like, it's like McDonald's content that the moment that you're done with it, it's out of sight, out of mind.
I never watched it. I don't know.
Bless you, Kayla. And well, yes, Third Age is certainly different than Second Age.
Man, there's lesser works that I've been pissed about adapting stuff, like The Boys. I like the graphic novel
and just trying
treatment
to
of the characters
expand
better.
Upon them in these
There's some good things the show does, but it has its own sort of goals it's trying to accomplish, and they suck. And then they made Homelander, like,
writers room. So guess what?
they made him the more likable character out of the
Boys
characters. Which is not how it was in the graphic novel. He was not the most likable in the. He wasn't likable at all.
A little bit of a hitch in the road.
He was people
all the Lord of the Rings movies
rightfully hated him.
Instead, I thought
the people who read the graphic novel, they didn't like him.
Pick at individual, extremely well-known characters, and
he wasn't meant to be likable. He
was
meant to be a stand-in for Superman.
You can't violate
a very
any way, shape,
jingoistic American
developing
asshole version of Superman, not the
iffy space as well, because they need
like Superman's not as much of an asshole as Homelander, but
books. So telling
he was in the graphic novel. I mean, he was an asshole in the graphic novel.
Because that would really
he wasn't meant to be likable.
With the fact that he doesn't speak
supposed to be like
Frodo much in the movies.
A Bush type allegory, or I think it came out during the
anyway, don't worry,
War.
Everything's fine. Now I'm going to get back to work talking to today's sponsor, Wraithmark.
Mentality of an American.
I could get mean for
at the time.
Exactly. That's
very
good.
anti-Arab at that time.
And my bow, yeah. He said in my bow. No, you're right.
And
you think about it as a writer, like what writer would want to take this on? What writer would want to take on developing a backstory for Legolas, Gandalf, like Aragorn, whenever they know that, you know, there are 100 degrees in storytelling, and the degree that you can tell this story in is between, you know, like 63.1 and 63.4.
6
if
degrees
you go
of separation.
Outside of that, you're wrong.
I fucked up.
Nobody would want to do that.
One. So if you don't listen, I'm gonna punch you right.
What's the name of that game? 6 degrees from
brought to you by
Kevin
Wraithmark Creative's brand new Kickstarter for a deluxe edition of sufficiently advanced magic. That's right. Do you remember way back in the day when you?
I'm gonna be honest. I read that as scientifically advanced magic. Like, oh my god.
You all hounded me incessantly to read this book, and I said, yeah, it's pretty good. And for those of you who don't know of this book, it's an indie book that actually managed to get its way on the New York Times bestseller list.
Oh, who cares? New York Times is on rag.
Trad published
a
book
corporate
on the New York
rag.
Times bestseller list. It's incredibly impressive for an indie published book. But there's a reason I've chosen Wraithmark Creative to do my own deluxe editions, because with this bad boy, you're going to be getting a 2-piece cover with unique art on the
They're paying him, so that's why he's shilling this shit.
A leather spine with, of course, that gold gold stamped foil and a gold
Berserk
gilding on the
book I have
pages
has,
and an attached ribbon bookmark. High quality offset printing and a custom interior design with embellished chapter headings. That means
Oh, damn it, you fucking bitch.
full color end sheets and at least 10 unique interior art pieces.
That's cool.
Because, you know,
Fuck.
more of you that back it, the more art they get
Tired
to
of this
put on
bitch.
in there. And of course, this provides a great opportunity to grab any previous deluxe editions that Wraithmark has worked.
That's crazy. There's so much support for that. I didn't even know this existed. Like this whole community. That's nuts. $70,000 for that. Wow.
on, including the Sword of Kaigen, which was a banger hit for them.
That's crazy.
So if you're interested at all, check out the link down below and back to Kickstarter.
Is that you learned
today.
Glintstone
Back
spells
to my
IRL?
Angry rant. Now there was one counter argument to this that I came across that did initially actually give me some excitement and put me on board with some of the people.
Hop up in the air, bitch, so I can fucking get you.
Excited, and that's that apparently Peter Jackson, to some extent, is going to be involved with the development of this continued exploration.
Oh,
of
you
the Middle
fucking
Earth.
bitch.
I think that they need to have somebody else do it, personally.
I'm trying to
The Hobbit
surprise this
wasn't really
bitch.
that good.
She won't jump up in the air like she's fucking
I think that we
supposed
need
to.
to have somebody else do it. I mean, that's really that's my opinion. I think that the Lord of the Rings was great, but we can't just only have Peter Jackson doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other people too. Quentin
didn't create
Quentin
it, yeah.
Tarantino.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, Lord of the
Oh
Rings.
my God! Imagine that.
That would be nice. I could see it.
The Hobbit was good. I think that The Hobbit was, and
It'll
to
be
be
much
fair,
bloodier.
I think that
Samuel Jackson is Gandalf.
I don't know. I
shit.
guess having Peter Jackson is. My point is, like, it's not that it's a bad thing.
You
It's
shall
that it
not
doesn't
pass,
completely
motherfucker.
alleviate my concerns. I'm not like, oh, okay, well, he's going to be there. It's going to be good.
Peter Jackson, I mean,
damn
yeah,
it.
he's had a bit of a rocky career as a director, not knocking out of the park every single time. But when it comes to his love of Middle Earth, there are few people who are going to be as respected as him, especially since he has been open and honest about his regrets with the Hobbit trilogy. If he was still trying to defend those,
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Yeah.
God
I
damn
mean,
it.
that's... He was winging it and making it up as I went along. I mean, look, it is what it is, right? Yeah. Okay, you know what? Actually, I changed my mind. He's going to be fine. Yep, it's going to be totally okay, guys.
God damn it. Fuck.
I would be like, come on, man. Okay, maybe I don't want you
Yeah, this will be
getting
fine.
involved if you can't admit mistakes were made. But he seems to be very vocal that he was screwed over by the studio. There's all kinds of stuff he'd want to change. And that, yeah, okay, he seems to be someone that I
Talking
still
about
do believe
George Lucas?
understands Middle Earth, except
Oh.
he doesn't seem to be getting involved out of some just need creatively to add something into Middle Earth, similar to his initial incredibly long pre and post-production and delving into the original Middle Earth trilogy.
Yeah, this is
Damn
kind
it.
of the same way I
I
felt
fucked
about
up.
like George R.R. Martin and how much he was involved with Elden Ring. It's like, or they just put his name on it to make it look good. But then because there was so much incest, I actually do think that he had a lot to do with Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But it's even
Yeah,
stated
I've
here
noticed.
he's more specifically deciding to get involved because he was frustrated with how many people were assuming he was involved with Rings of Power.
To be perfectly fair, I am reading that as negatively as one could, but if you've seen recent interviews with Jackson, he does seem to be kind of just on this frustration kick recently, and it doesn't seem like the healthiest mentality to be jumping back into Middle Earth, in my impression of recent talks.
I have no idea.
I love Peter Jackson as much as the next Lord of the Rings fan, but I don't think frustration is the best motivation to get involved with a several years long project to go ahead and continue adapting Lord of the Rings.
Probably
so this
true.
kind of gets me into the specific wording
That's
around
fair.
the Star Warsification and how I think this is actually something they have said and is extremely poignant in a way that may not be intended. Because I actually think they have the potential to Star Warsify Lord of the Rings.
Star
in a
Warsify. I can't believe it
terrible
became a
way.
bad
Because
name.
let's
It
think
became a
about when
bad
Star
verb now.
Wars was
I hate that.
initially released.
I hate that Star Wars became
did
a
something
verb
very
that's a
similar in
bad
my
thing.
mind to the actual initial book release of Lord of the Rings or even the Middle Earth trilogy
That
that Peter
hurts.
Jackson put out. As I said before, those were groundbreaking for their time. Some people argue Tolkien invented epic fantasy with the publication. Peter
He
Jackson
didn't invent it.
There are a lot
but
of
he
things from
popularized it.
Dungeons and a lot of the things that we just kind of assume in fantasy are derivative from Tolkien.
But Tolkien took a lot from mythology.
Trilogy of movies.
It's not like he
won
created
There was fantasy
Oscars
before and
because
after
it just
him.
pushed the bounds of what you could do for
is the
VFX,
GOAT.
raising
Yep.
the
Yeah, before
bar.
and after-
Star
before
Wars, the original
Tolkien?
trilogy, was
Yeah, they
a
all stole from
space epic
Tolkien.
unseen
Before.
before, especially
Yeah.
without adaptation inspiring
I don't know.
it. Just
That's-
George Lucas's rather overt influence.
And
Guess
like
it's a
my
joke.
dad, I think my parents saw Star Wars in theaters whenever that shit came out.
Yeah.
Star Wars was a big deal also.
It was.
because of the amount of tech in
From
it.
what I've heard,
Like the amount of like CGI
Yeah, that
and
was
how
a
cool lightsabers were.
advanced movie
It's
at
like
the time.
what Avatar was in 2008, 2009.
Industrial Light and Magic
Like the
is
movie
George
in
Lucas's
itself
baby.
was like such a massive technological like advancement that it was incredible fundamentally. There was no CGI in Star Wars. I'm just saying like special effects. Like I don't think they
Yeah, I
had
mean
real
special
lightsabers
effects.
for Star Wars, for example.
Oh yeah, obviously that's just
Like
light
whatever you
tricks.
want to call it.
Not CG
and
though.
it was special. But I don't think many people are going to argue that Star Wars, in terms of always being
VFX,
something that's
okay,
pushing bounds
fine.
or revolutionary, is special anymore. Yes, there's some really cutting-edge VFX, but we're in the day and age where if something doesn't have flawless VFX,
It's
it'll
bad.
inevitably be brought up in
Yeah.
a review. That's now the
Yeah, look at all the things with like
Damn
the
it.
post-end game, like that weird guy's face is like looking weird, it's like a ghost. Like Doctor Strange with the third eye. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
standard. And while Star Wars still can have quality entries, it's undercut by this constant push for just more money, more eyes, more
Fucking
views.
bitch.
And Lord of the Rings, we have already seen step into that territory with Rings of Power to souring results. And yeah, if they're planning to just start cranking out Aragorn origin movies or just redo the main trilogy for some reason, it could have.
To be fair, there is a certain type of content brain that leads me to hope that they redo the original trilogy
Well,
because
yeah,
you
you'll have a
know
lot
it's
of
going
bad
to be
videos
garbage.
to make.
It's going to be absolutely fucking terrible.
Yeah, but a lot of
and
things
I
to
will
roast.
farm so many YouTube videos about how bad it's going to be.
Have a similar
What if they
result,
Star
where
Wars-ify
instead of
Absolutely.
doing, like, a
and you're not
big
able to do that
deal, a
anymore?
special event when we're getting some kind
Star
of
Wars-ify
push for an
it.
adaptation for Lord of the Rings, which even if you hate Rings of Power,
They really.
it was a
I
big
remember when the
deal
press
when it was
really
being
shit
done.
on the
But
people
now
who
I just have this
criticized the
picture in
sequel
my
trilogy.
mind where I have one of those soulless
They might
MCU
unironically
Phase
put that
5
into their
timelines,
policy.
and instead of Iron Man, it's like the Marion
What is
Post
that?
MCU Phase 5.
Let's see.
I mean, it was open season on the
they're doing
prequel trilogy,
delayed?
but you're
That's
not
crazy.
allowed to hate Star Wars
Phase
sequels.
5. How many phases are there going to be?
According
It's
to
too
the
many
current
phases.
press.
Timelines, but instead of Iron Man, it's
Wait. Hey, yo, there's a Captain America called New World Order.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Fucking CIA cap.
People on
I
the
mean, I guess
internet
he
are not
technically
going to
already
like
is.
that.
and it's like the Merry and Pippin crop harvest followed up by Legolas's adventures with Gimli somewhere. And if you want to make fun of me for wanting that for just something that's as simple as a book series, I get it. I am absolutely being an over-the-top nerd who is passionate about something. But I think that's why 500,000 people nearly have subscribed here on the channel.
Well, there's a what? Who do you think went to watch Lord of the Rings? Passionate nerds.
Not really.
This is what I don't understand.
I saw Lord of the Rings
is that
with people
why
in the
is it
theaters
that
from
the
school. They
existing
weren't like
fan
nerds
base
from Lord of the
of
Rings.
literally
Though.
hundreds
Like-
of millions of people isn't enough.
I went
so
on a
instead
date
of
with
going for
somebody
the
to Lord of the
hundreds of
Rings.
millions of people of existing fan base, they try to go for a non-existent fan base of these culturally aware, like constantly consuming new fantasy media.
They weren't really like fans of Lord
where
of the
every
Rings.
5
though.
minutes
They
it's a
just
joke.
wanted to see it because it
You
was
know, there's some
popular.
sort of funny joke that they can put in the trailer. Of course, they have some of that in the old movies, but not even nearly as much.
It's okay
Where are they?
to have IPs, ideas in literature, authors who really affected you as a person. And I think it's somewhat natural to feel protective over those stories as fans. It's a part.
Yeah, somebody mentioned in chat the Lord of the Rings games didn't follow the lore and nobody's complaining.
Yeah, they didn't.
That's because I treat Shadow of Mordor. I watched a video of it on YouTube, and it was like the guy made like another One Ring, and he's like, it's blue.
It was stupid.
And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so this is going in the garbage.
But the
It's
game's good, though.
fan fiction.
It's
I'm just
fan
like, this
fiction,
is
though, but
fucking stupid.
the gameplay is
and
actually
I just
good.
immediately discard it,
Doesn't
and I
matter.
never think about it again.
part of the whole death of the author.
Oh my
This
God.
is a complex topic in terms
Wait a
of
minute.
why it gets such strong emotional response.
Do I gotta run?
But this brings me to my closing.
Do I have to run?
The reason
There's gotta be a
people
way
were
to trick her
excited
AI.
when the original Lord of the Rings trilogy was made into movies was because it felt like we were going to be getting a visual representation in the truest way possible into Tolkien's imagination.
Although Balrog
People
did
were
not look
spending
like that in the
years
book,
of their
how he's
lives
described.
developing the
That's a bit
smallest
incorrect.
bits of detail for those movies
But,
to help
whatever.
immerse us
It was still
in
cool.
what is proven to be one
There's
of
a
the
lot of
most
things they didn't do
expansive
in
and deep
the movie that
worlds
they should have done.
ever
Like the Battle of the Shire didn't happen.
off of the coattails of that
In the
incredible
movie.
effort that had monstrous success. It seems that those in Hollywood who must keep the money machines printing are hoping to ride that wave of success into higher dollar amounts, despite the fact that for us as fans, that vision into Tolkien's imagination has already been given to us. And
Yeah, we already got it. Like, the Peter Jackson films were really good.
They were good.
All right, we don't...
I'm content
we've
with
already
those. I
got
can
Lord
watch
of the
those
Rings.
forever. I don't want another
It was
Lord of
great.
the Rings.
And
gonna
if
fuck it up.
If I feel bad about it, I miss watching it. It's like, oh man, remember Lord of the Rings? I just go back and watch it again. It's like, man, it really was that good, huh? Damn.
Yeah.
That really
sure
was something. I remember this back
Sure
20
was-
years ago.
sure- remember when it was good?
so good.
It was when it was
anything that
good.
comes after
Remember?
the fact is clearly going to be expanding on ideas
I remember when shit was
that do
good.
not need
Yeah, put the
that level
VHS
of
in.
expanding
Yeah.
because Tolkien himself did
Well,
not
not
do it.
anymore.
A
I
man
don't
who had
have
a
the
long
VCR.
history of trying to get adaptations done, but also having a high standard of who he worked with and what he
You can
created.
download it
and what's
on
infuriating
internet.
to me is I personally know so many authors who have written incredible books with their brilliant imaginations that also deserve to be shown to us, the fans. And
Yeah,
to
but the thing is, though, is that the executives at Warner
They're gonna
Brothers
fuck it up.
don't know about those books. But Lord of the Rings was really big, so why don't we just do that again?
Yeah.
That's why we
That's
keep
true.
getting new Spider-Mans.
They're gonna fuck all the good ones
Why
up
do we
anyway.
get
They don't-
15 Spider-Mans, but we only got one movie of The Watchmen? Because they don't like taking risks. That's
I
why.
mean, they already kind of did an
wider
accurate make
audiences
of the
who
Watchmen,
might
and no one liked
find
it.
Great inspiration
Although
from a
parts
new
of it were
look
not
into
accurate.
a new world that has not been
Like
brought
the
to be
monster in the
live
movie
action
was not
or
accurate.
animated for us before. Robin Hobb has never had a live-action adaptation that has lived up to the awesomeness that is the Farseer trilogy. Brent Weeks' Night Angel would be a money-printing machine to a fantasy teenage audience, but
Didn't that guy have a bunch of Wheel of Time books, though? Like, is he really sure that he wants... Does he know what he wants? Because I'm pretty sure he got what he wanted last time. And people didn't like that whole Wheel of Time thing, huh?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
course has never been touched because it's not a proven IP to give us just billions of dollars in the box office. Because why would you make
Exactly.
anything that can't promise $1 billion?
Let's go,
There you go.
Malazan, Book of the Fallen, has respectable voices within the fantasy community claiming this might be truly a fantasy world larger and more impressive than anything Tolkien made. Never going to be adapted in this way.
That's
because
right.
it's
We
not
never
a
know what
proven
it
IP
is.
gonna give you $1
Never
billion.
gonna have an idea.
Red Rising, if done well,
Fucking bitch.
I genuinely believe could be something that reaches a level of popularity that is on an MCU level.
Here's another fucking example. How many Golden Age arc videos are we gonna get about Berserk? How many of these fucking things are we
Yeah,
gonna get?
Those are annoying.
We've had 5 different fucking variations of Golden Age,
Yeah.
but nothing before or after that.
Nope.
And yes, I know that we've had some, like the 2017 Berserk, but not really.
We got in the video
due
games.
to its
They
incredibly
kind of delve into that,
approachable
but that's
entry
about
into
it.
the world, and then its bombastic explosion into being a sci-fi war epic with characters that anyone and everyone would come to love, and a class system that
Hey, yo, I didn't say CGI. I didn't say that. I just said that they could make an anime of it. It would be pretty
Yeah,
nice.
the CGI
to see
would
the
be bad.
Ganeshka arc
They did the CGI.
as
That
an
was
anime
terrible.
that's actually really good.
The
I would be very
CGI
happy to see this.
Berserk was terrible.
inherently draws people in to be like, oh, I'm a
It will
pink,
never happen.
which is
Yes,
one of those
I know.
commercial gimmicks that absolutely people in Hollywood would drool over. But it won't be done anytime soon because it's not proven to bring you $1 billion.
fucking bitch.
So
Yeah.
as someone who spends their livelihood reading, digesting, and monitoring these stories, I am just tired of seeing the same IPs get the same treatment and desperately waiting and hoping for someone out there to have the creative desire to push for something that is not yet proven to be a billion-dollar printer and fight like tooth and nail while series that have already been given what is widely considered to be a
fucking
perfect
bitch.
adaptation
Slow your
put it to
fucking ass
rest
down.
is milked until the nipple bleeds.
Better not dash at me, you
Well
fucking
then.
bitch.
That's one way to say it, isn't it?
God damn it.
Well, how about that?
I forgot I could dash.
Drop the mic. Yeah, apparently. So I absolutely agree with him on this, 100%. And it's like, I think this is why so many people are moving over to like consuming manga and like anime type content.
Yeah.
Because like Chainsaw Man, like
it's okay.
That shit was crazy. What the fuck? It was insane. Because people like seeing things that take risks and that move outside of the normal scope of the world that they exist
You know,
in.
Chainsaw Man's
I think
good
that
and
a lot
all,
of
but
times,
then
like
when I
fantasy
think about
can
it,
even exist.
I'm gonna
People's
pause him right quick.
conception of fantasy.
I want to pause him right quick. Chainsaw Man is good and all, but it's not really out of the box. I wouldn't say it's not really out of the box. When I look at Chainsaw Man, it's pretty more. It becomes more and more obvious to me that it's just Bleach. It's just a remake of Bleach. That's what it is. It's Bleach. Even the main character has fucking strawberry blonde hair. It's the same thing when I think about it, but it's just done in a different sort of way. But it's the same setup. He hangs with a bunch of people who just fight demons, and like they all wear black and white. It's like it's an okay series, but it's just Bleach at the end of the day, and it's more gory than Bleach for sure. But it is just Bleach. You know what would be a good Chainsaw Man? One set in Warhammer 40K. That's a good Chainsaw Man. that would be more unique. I want an anime of Warhammer 40K, basically. That's what I want. Sorry, I've just been going down a big rabbit hole, so I've kind of got that on the brain a lot. He's done with this, so I'm gonna get off of this. What's another thing I can listen to? It's just a good thing I got out of that anyway. The video's over. There's only like 1 minute left. Oblivion, but I sing. No, not that. No, that's politics. Nope. Not today, anyway. There was a Beavis and Butthead clip from the new Beavis and Butthead. New Beavis and Butthead's okay. It's not bad. Some things I'm not really on board with, but the segments where they're actually like in their middle age, that's funny. Middle aged Beavis and Butthead's an underrated idea. They should do more of those. I wonder if it's coming back. What else do we got? You know what? I might literally listen to some Warhammer 40K. I'm not going to do that. It's better to actually look at Warhammer 40K than just listen to it. Like the artwork and shit. You want to look at that shit. All that fucked up shit that happens in it. All those Belinsky paintings, those Belinsky type paintings. Those are cool. Oh, I remember that. That's an old video. That's from 3 years ago. That's really old. There's an Elden Ring workout mix. What the fuck is that? How do you make a workout mix out of Elden Ring? I'll save that for later. See what that is. That's odd. Yeah, that's a thing I saw on my little homepage. From Software's weirdest game, Shadow Tower Abyss. Oh yeah, that's basically Kingsfield, only better. I think it was better than Kingsfield. But it's, and Kingsfield is basically Dark Souls before Dark Souls, only in first person. Obvious Dark Souls. You know what? I know what I'll do. I'll go to since I was already listening to his ass, I guess I'll go back to his stupid ass channel and listen to something else. I was just going to look at what was on my homepage, but whatever. He does long videos. That's another reason why it's good to listen to him in the background. Oh, Bleak Faith, that other Souls-like game. That looks like it'll be okay. I don't have high expectations for it like Wolong though. Wolong I had more expectations for it because it's it's from Tecmo, the Team Ninja guys. But Bleak Faith is like an indie game from the looks of it. Bless, oh, that fucking MMO, it came back. They made that again. PAX Day, Wolong, Fall. Okay. Blue Protocol. I heard about that game. It looks like it'll be decent whenever we can play it. It's about Harry Potter. I don't think I want to watch that. Esports? Is esports dying? I don't know. Oh, he did the one on the Dilbert guy. I forgot. He played the randomizer too. For Elden Ring, there's a randomizer mod. Shadow of the Erd Tree. Yeah, I watched that already. No. Suicide Squad, I already know about that game. Sons of the Forest. Oh yeah, that was funny. But you kind of got to watch that to get it. Oh, you know what? I'll listen to some Athene bullshit with the AI. I'll just do that. If I can't find anything. Oh, YouTubers who ruin their image with one single video? I'll listen to it. Why not? It's long.
YouTubers who ruin their image with one single video.
These 8 YouTubers did irreversible damage to their channel with one single video, and we're going to begin by talking about J-Station, whose entire career came to an end
I already know about
as a
that
result
guy.
of an upload titled "My Girlfriend Alexia Died, Rest in
Yeah,
Paradise."
that was
Oh yeah,
He did
and
those
didn't this guy also
3
do a
a.m.
follow-up
videos.
video where he was using a Ouija board to try to talk to her?
Yeah, and
or was
3
that
a.m.
somebody else?
It was stupid. It was that same guy.
Yeah.
It was him.
Yeah, it was some really fucking crazy shit.
Last night we lost
That's some real clickbait
around
shit.
11 p.m.
He's
I got
trying to
a
scam
call
little
from her
kids.
parents telling me what happened.
J-Station
So watching
stated
his
his
dumb
girlfriend
video.
Alexia had gotten into a car crash and as a result had tragically passed away. J-Station would also go and visit his girlfriend's memorial on the side of the road.
This is actually the same road that she passed away on, guys. I'm getting so emotional just being on this road.
That
where
was
J-Station seemed
weird,
so
man.
emotional that he could barely get out of the car to look.
Hey man, everything's gonna be okay. Let's just go say the final goodbye for her. Everything's gonna be okay.
I don't know if I can do this.
However, his extremely emotional state here ran contrary to a video that he'd posted
dead.
3 days later titled "Dead Girlfriend Ouija Board Challenge at 3 a.m. Gone Wrong."
Yeah,
That's
the 3
just
a.m.
like,
video.
look at
I
that.
saw
Oh
that.
my god.
He
Bro,
popularized those
YouTube
dumb
is
videos.
so shameless.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's very hard to be more shameless than this. Bro, come on. I know.
It's stupid.
I mean, it's content. Like, the people that are watching this stuff are like 11 years old.
Yeah, it is. It's trying to
which
trick
he
little
couldn't
kids.
Stop smiling.
We're getting
doing the
views.
Ouija board challenge on my dead girlfriend. Let's smash the like button right now, guys. 1 like equals 1 prayer for Alexia, guys.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
This is how you
so
get popular
good.
on these big social media sites.
Oh my fucking
Big-
god. Farming his dead girlfriend for clicks? Yes,
Yeah.
this is totally
This
normal,
fake girl,
guys.
dead girlfriend. She wasn't dead.
Welcome to the internet. It's like a parody? Yes.
Guys, rest in peace.
J-Station's complete lack
That's
of
the
emotion
best part
in this
about
new
it.
video led fellow Canadian YouTuber Some Ordinary Gamers to call the Canadian
Oh, we know
police and
that
see
guy.
if any Alexia Morano had recently passed away.
No one
Yeah.
have anything by that name on the system.
Nobody by that name specifically has suffered any form of death, right?
No, I have an Alexia, but there's no death in that.
As mentioned by the police officer, nobody by the name of Alexia had died, and after other
Oh,
channels
God
such
damn
as
it.
Penguin Zero covered the story,
Oh, yeah,
Alexia came
Moist
forward
Critical
to
did it.
confirm that she was still alive.
Oh my god.
It was so bad.
Oh my fucking god. Isn't that something? It's a miracle, guys. I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
she was never dead.
Risen from the dead.
Oh god, he made a video saying
Incredible.
risen from the dead. Are
3
you
days
serious?
later. Yeah.
Sure, a lot of you are really confused news as to
God
what's
damn it.
going on right now between me and Jay and the videos that he posted.
Alexia went on to explain that she had nothing to do with the J Station videos.
I was not a part of any of them. It was just Jay, and I didn't even know what he was gonna say in those videos before he posted them.
And as a result, the two had broken up.
I felt like he was just constantly being mean to me for some reason. The times that he was mean to me, it's just like he was so mean.
However, J Station...
Wait, so basically, he's just really mean to her, and then finally, at the end of the relationship, he's like, I really need to have this go out with a bang. You know, I really want to like maximize the content here, so let's just tell everyone that she died.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Not sociopathic at all.
God. Ouija board on Alexia video is deleted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone.
I wonder why.
I saw that shit though.
This guy's the best. Yes, it's just crazy.
That was so dumb. Like, is somebody this
Alexia helping
somebody
out
this
with the videos
callous
before trying to
and
expose Alexia
sociopathic
as being the crazy one out of the pair?
scamming people?
I have been a good person to you, Alexia.
This one original video didn't.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of fair to be that mad because, like, obviously, this is what people do. Is that, like, they'll record somebody being really angry at them, but, like, you have to contextualize this. I mean, this could have been after some other thing, or it could have been after he said that she died.
Maybe.
Like, if somebody said that about me and then farmed me out on a Ouija board for content, I would be unhappy with them. Now, I don't yell at people. I just don't yell at people.
You do, though.
If I'm that mad at someone, I'll just never talk to them again. However,
well, that's a healthy
other people
way.
do.
Just don't
and,
talk to anybody
I
again.
think that there are very few cases
healthy.
that warrant yelling at somebody, but
Yelling
this
is
would
bad,
be one of them.
But not talking to
lead
somebody.
To the collapse of their
That's fine.
relationship, but it would also eventually result in J Station's entire channel being deleted. Therefore, J Station probably should have gotten some.
Don't talk to somebody ever again. That's fine.
Ruined his image by posting an idiotic.
We don't
fake
resolve
video.
issues in the real world.
The now infamous
That's too scary.
Killing best friend prank, bro. That shit is funny. Look at that. Yeah, all roads right back to the same place.
Killing best friend prank, and it began with Sam stating this.
Let's see how he reacts to his best friend of
Oh, this
5
fucking
years being
bitch.
killed in front of him.
The premise of the prank was that two friends get taken to a rooftop somewhere where one of the friends who was in on the prank is shot with a fake gun to see how the other friend will react. Even though they eventually revealed that the whole thing was one giant prank,
That's
the
not a good
absolute
prank,
magnitude
man.
of the stunt
You
helped
make
it to
people
go
think you
viral,
killed
racking up
somebody.
over
It's so ghoulish.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And the thing is, like, I think the best part about this is there are so many 11-year-olds that are watching this, and this is like the coolest thing they've fucking seen.
No,
you know,
dude.
like, yeah, anything for clicks, exactly.
That
Yeah,
could
this is
turn
totally the
bad.
farm
'Cause
out,
somebody
like,
legitimately
preteens and
believes
shit.
that could turn violent for
9
real.
million views in a little over
They might
3
try to
weeks.
kill you
And while
or
the
something.
extremity of the video
They think
helped
you're
it
a
to go
murderer.
viral, the prank also began to receive an unbelievable
Can't
amount
mess
of
with people's
backlash.
emotions like that.
It was obvious
What if
that
they have,
Sam
like, a
didn't care
panic
about
attack?
the controversy in the beginning, as he'd respond to the drama by promising to delete his YouTube channel if he was donated $1.5 million on GoFundMe.
Your goal's pretty steep here, $1.5 million.
I just
Is that Keemstar? That sounds like Keemstar.
They got to put that money where their mouth is, you know.
Yet this only seemed to add more fuel to the
That sounds
fire,
New Zealand.
as he was still getting heavy.
Well,
backlash.
did they raise the money?
Oh, motherfucker. The fuck?
No.
You fucking bitch. Quit dashing
Over
toward me,
3
slapping that
months
shit in my
later,
face.
At which point it became all too much to handle. Sandpepper would not only delete the original
Oh,
prank,
what a fucking pussy.
Sandpepper?
Oh my god.
That name's familiar.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Huh?
Bro, you're creating morbid content for weird kids. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Stop being like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I did this. You knew what you were doing. But why do people apologize for this shit? Yeah, what a fucking bitch. As long as his friend didn't care, I don't see a problem, to be honest. Can we both agree that this is ghoulish content, though?
Yeah, it is. That's true. It is still ghoulish.
I feel like this is 100%
Even if his friend's okay with
ghoul
it,
content.
it's a ghoul friend, a sociopathic friend. Yeah.
But he'd rather unlist every single video from his entire channel. I don't like stuff like one fresh new upload titled "I'm Sorry," in which he'd come forward and explain that the video was fake.
No wonder people hate me. Like, I've been an idiot. Like, I've been stupid. You know exactly what I'm going to say now. Of course, it was fake.
However, the damage had already been done. And while Sandpepper has since had some success on TikTok, his channel never really recovered after posting the best friend prank. Brookhout's channel never recovered.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people probably they see that and it's just like a little bit over the line. Pretty sure he didn't even mean his apology. Yeah, I genuinely believe that you should never apologize unless you actually are going to change. Because an apology will never make people happy, ever. Like, it's like, I remember I saw, like, Daft posting an apology about how, you know, she said, like, racist things against, like, white people, and it was, like, this big thing. It was 2 years ago or something. And she recently posted an apology. People were picking that shit apart, being like, she didn't really mean it, but then she said this. Oh, but what about this and the other thing? Never fucking apologize unless you mean it. And if you do, I think that if you make an apology video, see, this is what his other big fucking mistake was, a 20-minute apology video? What the fuck do you have to talk about in 20 minutes? Hey guys, video didn't hit, sorry. I know people thought it was weird, but we thought it'd be funny. Apparently we let you guys down. Sorry, we fucked up. We won't do that again. Try to keep things a little bit more PG. And that's it. Yeah, my bad. There's nothing there's nothing that you can say beyond that.
Didn't Aspen go make some videos that were apology that were that long though? I'm pretty sure
nothing, not a single thing. You guys see what I'm saying?
I gotta go re-look at that.
Caught me slipping, guys, my bad. Yeah, exactly.
But he was apologizing for
However,
more egregious
the damage
shit
had already been done.
that he didn't
While
do,
Sandpepper
but
has since
someone
had
in his
some
company
success on
did.
TikTok, his channel
So I
never
guess it's
really
probably more
recovered after
understandable.
posting the best friend prank. Brookhout's channel never recovered either, as after she'd accidentally uploaded a video of her mistreating her dog, her reputation was destroyed permanently.
Oh no,
In
what
the
the
lead up
fuck?
to posting the video, Brookhout had gained 327,000 subscribers, which, as you can see from the videos on her channel, had been aided by her pet Doberman named Sphinx. Brooke always put up the facade that she loved her dog more than anything else.
Obviously, me and my dog are really close. We're besties. We hang out 24/7. We're like 25/8. Am I right?
However, less than a month
sound
after
right.
stating this, on the 6th of August 2019,
That's a bit too
Brooke would
much.
accidentally upload a full uncut clip of her pranking the dog while treating it like absolute garbage.
Oh,
As
really?
the video began to spread throughout social media, almost every single news outlet wrote an article on the story, prompting a Change.org petition titled "Ban Brookhouse from YouTube," which received over 67,000 signatures. Peter would also
the fuck
take to
did she
Twitter
do?
in a post hoping that she was banned from the platform, yet incredibly her channel remained active, helping her to post a bizarre apology video about a month after the
I don't know
original
this
incident.
woman.
Oh god, every single fucking one of these
Another one.
YouTubers does an apology video.
What did she do to
Why
the dog?
do you do an apology video?
It's like, who do you think is like, here's the point, right?
You know why they do
it's
it,
like,
Ashley?
who is gonna, like, they literally saw you pushing a dog around, and it's like, is this animal abuse? I don't know, it got investigated.
She pushed
I'll
the
let the
dog?
fucking professionals decide that. I'm not gonna make a decision. The point is that nobody that doesn't like you because of this is going to change their mind because of this video. Who's it for? Is it for you?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's for
Didn't it work
YouTube
for the majority of creators?
guidelines or something, probably. They're trying to, I don't know.
Okay, so let's think of some apology videos.
Try not to get
I think
banned
Logan
off the
Paul,
platform.
probably best apology video. Yeah, okay, so Logan Paul.
Yeah,
Soda
fuck
Pop,
that
yeah, that
guy.
was a good one. The only time that an apology video works is that if you keep making content and the content is good. Because, like, and also you actually mean the apology.
He
Like,
didn't
for
mean it,
example,
though.
like with PewDiePie, with the bridge situation.
What bridge?
Nobody, like, he's like, yeah, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. It is what it is.
What bridge?
It's not like there was
I
a
don't know
bunch of
anything
other
about it.
examples of PewDiePie being massively fucking racist. I've seen some of the other examples
some
that
racist
people
shit
have.
again.
They're not examples. They're
Okay.
just bullshit. No, there's not a bunch of other examples. With Logan Paul, everybody already knew he was an asshole. So whenever he recorded dead people in Japan, it's like, oh, wow, it's an asshole being an asshole. I can't believe it. And then he puts out an apology video, and then he just goes back and keeps doing the same stuff. That's it.
We gotta admit that that's bullshit, though.
I mean,
that's some
like
bullshit.
I don't know. He's like more of a mainstream celebrity, so I don't know really the nuances of that. I have no idea.
I mean, taking pictures of
yourself
yourself
bad things about like gay people
with some suicided people in the Japanese suicide
but
force.
I still see Kevin Hart in movies pretty regularly, so I guess people didn't really give a shit. Yeah, he just made jokes. What's a good apology video?
What about
a
Kevin
good
Hart?
apology video is whenever you say very clearly what you did, and then you're like, yeah, this was a fuck up.
I don't like.
And then you're like, I'm not going to do this anymore.
I don't like Kevin Hart to begin with, but I don't
And
know.
that's it.
I don't know what
You
controversy
don't have to like
he's involved
justify like any time that you try to come up with a bunch
Kevin
of
Hart was never
reasons
funny to me.
of why it was okay for you to do it or why you thought it was okay. Every single time you do that, it's bad. There's never going to be a time where that is a good thing. It's like trying to pull a toy out of a dog's mouth. Like, the more you try to pull the toy away, the more the dog's going, it's going to bite down even harder and, like, try to pull away from you. Like, you will never, ever, ever fucking get away with that. Because people love to hate somebody on the internet. You're not going to tell them, hey, this fun thing that you love indulging in, you're actually wrong for doing it. No, bro, like, they don't want you to apologize. They hate you, and they feel great about it.
It takes way too much time.
The last thing they want is an apology. That solves the whole problem. Then they have to think about their own real life problems. You're ruining their fucking life by apologizing. You see what I'm saying? Good apology equals no excuses.
I don't understand that point.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I think it's also, it's just the way that you do it. Like, no apology. Remember the Andrew Callahan apology video whenever he was like creepy to girls? It was like a 3-minute video. He was like, yeah, guys, I thought I was doing okay. I thought it was all right. Really kind of wasn't. I fucked up. I drink a lot, and I'm seeking help. I'm sorry, and that's it. See ya.
Fuck Andrew Callahan for other things.
Yeah,
I don't know about the situation with him and
everybody
girls.
was like, yeah, well, that was really bad. Shouldn't have done that. But
the offenses are. But he admitted to it, so I guess they really did happen the way that those women said.
First, I want to start this video by saying thank you.
I don't like Andrew Callahan for other reasons.
Although this video did nothing to fix her image, as after taking a 7-month break from the platform, she'd returned with an upload titled Where I've Been, which received an impressively terrible 98% dislike ratio, solidifying just how much damage this one video
it's bad enough that that other shit he did is bad
like
too.
Content creators, and this is the same with like these family content creators, and it's like, oh yeah, this is our family channel, and then like you find out that they're beating the kids with a spatula to make them, like act crazy for a YouTube video. Well, this is psycho. Like, nobody wants to see this. It's disgusting. So yeah, I mean. Yeah, is a daddy of 5? Yeah, I remember there was one of those.
What?
I think there's more than one too.
I've heard that guy.
So it's like as soon as that illusion is broken, nobody is gonna just be like, oh yeah, okay, never mind.
Dislike ratio, solidifying just how much damage this one video had.
And also, people hate people that abuse animals. Like, nobody likes that shit. It's the same as like abusing kids. Like, that's like one of the actual things that if you do this, nobody will like you. Like, there are people that have a certain degree of not giving a fuck, but most people either don't give a fuck or don't like you. There's nobody who's gonna be like, wow, cool, bro.
Done. However, at least Brooke was never arrested for the controversy, as when Count Dankula posted a 2-minute 23-second clip of his dog, he'd end up appearing in court.
That thing.
The video was uploaded in April 2016, and the
Count Dankula still makes content. He's not really banned or anything. I don't really like him myself, though, but he still does shit.
In order to achieve this, Count Dankula taught his dog to perform a very controversial salute, with the video racking up 2 2 million views in the weeks after it was uploaded.
Yeah, and they tried to like
Initially,
sue
the
him or
video was
something
seen
like
as a
that.
bit of comedic fun.
Yeah.
However, on the 18th of February 2017, approximately 10 months later, Count Dankula would post a picture to Twitter confirming that he'd been arrested and would have to appear in court for posting the video. 5 months later, Count Dankula would take to Twitter once again, stating, "Trial starts tomorrow, no jury, only a judge. But it will be an open trial, as in members of the public can attend, and as a result, many fans showed their support at the trial." However, this didn't seem to have any impact on the decision made by the judge, who ruled Count Dankula guilty and ordered him to pay a $1,000 fine. The judge stated,
"Well, he has enough money."
That's pretty impressive.
That's a lot.
Like, I am glad to be an American. I will tell you that. Absolutely.
Well,
a
Europe is where World War
$1,000
II was
fine
fought,
for
so
teaching a
they're gonna
dog a
have harder
Nazi
fines
salute.
for that Nazi shit.
This is insane.
Although Nazis
He never paid it, I
really
don't
big
think.
in
No,
Europe now.
he shouldn't have to. It's stupid.
They've had a resurgence. I mean, the U.S. is ran by Nazis too.
as a matter of law, the test
But
is not whether
especially
the
in Europe.
video was
Yeah.
offensive, but whether it was grossly offensive. I
Like, US
concluded
helped
your video was not
resurgence
just
of Nazis in
offensive,
Europe,
but grossly
so
so,
that's
as
just
well
par for
as
course.
menacing. Count Dankula
That
was
they're
able
also
to
here.
overcome this hiccup and still maintains his popularity on YouTube up until this day.
Well, I think also with Count Dankula as an example is that Count Dankula became like a he started pushing back against a lot of this type of censorship stuff.
No one knew who the fuck he was until this
so
happened.
it completely
It's like-
it completely like counterfired or misfired. It
He
did the
got more
opposite
popular
effect
after it.
because nobody is going to see a guy who did this. Like, you watch the original video, it's clear that this is not a malicious person. So, or at least it is not clear that they
I
are
know
a
his
malicious
politics.
person. It just seems like a goofball.
He's not
who
what they
did
say
whatever.
he is, but
And,
it's a bad taste
nobody's
type
going to
of
see like,
junk
this
he
is
did.
definitely somebody worth
But he's
punishing.
not really a Nazi.
Can't
at
believe
all.
the trial occurred, let alone ended in a guilty
He's not
verdict.
right wing either.
I can. It's
but,
in Europe.
I think he's become right wing.
Bro,
ever
like,
since
I
this
don't live
happened,
there.
But he wasn't. I don't know.
Like, there's plenty of shit that's against the law that's stupid in other countries. I don't give a fuck. That's not my problem at all. It's an EU moment, yeah.
But the same can't be said for the Try Guys member Ned Fulmer,
Oh, that guy.
whose entire career
Just
came
'cause
to
he-
a
but he
crashing
cheated on
end
his
after a
wife.
single video was posted of Ned cheating on his wife. The girl in the video was fellow BuzzFeed employee Alex Herring, who had been in BuzzFeed videos.
That's
with
not
Ned
that
before,
egregious,
and
it's
after
just
the
bad.
original screenshot
It's
of the
bad,
two
but
kissing
yeah,
went viral,
he lost a
bunch
lot of
other
his,
evidence surfaced to confirm that Ned and Alex had been
lost,
seeing each other behind the scenes. The event was so scandalous not only because Ned, his wife,
It's not
and
as bad
Alex
as like
were
groping on
public
women, but
figures,
still,
because
it was
Ned's main shtick
consensual,
within
but
the
it's still
videos
not
was
good to
that he
cheat on
loved
your
his
wife.
so much and was
Exactly. So that's the real problem, is that the thing is, there are plenty of
And
people
Try Guys they
and they
present
cheat
themselves
on
as
their
family
wife,
friendly and nice
and
guys.
it
but they're
doesn't
not.
affect them at all.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be the guy that cheats on your wife all the time, don't make half of your content about how much you like her.
Yeah, all of his content was like how much
You know?
he loved his wife
Just
on
don't
his
do
social
that.
media. I know
Because
that,
that's
yeah.
how you actually get canceled, is whenever you put
So-
out an image and then you do the opposite.
He ended up looking like a big hypocrite and
therefore
awful.
extremely dedicated to the marriage. Ned was
person.
literally known as the wife
Other
guy,
than
and
Oh
would
my God.
constantly talk
Cheating on your
about
wife
how
is
much
already bad.
he loved her, to
But
the
then-
point where people have made compilations on YouTube.
But then he
of
makes
him
all his
mentioning
content about how much
As a result
he's
of the
faithful,
scandal,
but he
Ned was fired
cheats on
from his
her.
high status position as one of the Try Guys, which was followed by the group posting their own video to explain the decision.
Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys.
We found that Ned had engaged in conduct unbecoming of our team, and we knew that we could not move forward with him.
He's now been fired and has publicly embarrassed his wife and 2 children. Turns out Mr. Nice Guy Dependable isn't so nice and dependable.
Exactly.
after
No, he's
all.
That's not. Why people don't
Ned
like
Fulmer
him.
had months to stop his eventual collapse. However, PewDiePie wasn't quite
So, I'll say that for sure. Yeah, it's like unbecoming. Yeah, well,
I thought PewDiePie
think
still
about it
made
like this,
content.
right? You've got 4 dudes, and then
Although he's
one guy is
retiring now to
doing
have
this
a
one thing that
family.
makes everybody hate him. And he makes himself look bad, and he makes you guys look bad too because you're hanging out with them. Why would you, like, I mean, you've got to remember, like, Try Guys is
It's a
like...
brand. It's a brand.
This is like a business venture.
Exactly.
So whenever this guy's fucking with the business, then nobody wants to deal with that.
so lucky, as after making a single joke in a single video, he'd accidentally changed the social media landscape forever.
I mean, you don't want to hang around people you're only around with for business purposes anyway.
And it was posted on the 11th of January.
Especially if they're going to compromise your business, you know?
The premise was that PewDiePie was testing out the website Fiverr.
There's a website called Fiverr where you basically can ask anyone.
Oh yeah, that incident, I remember that.
And therefore,
that was pretty fucked up. I wonder why he did choose those words to say.
He'd order a subscribe message from Jesus, pay to have his pictures photoshopped, and even had someone sing to him in Hebrew. However, it will be after PewDiePie ordered from the guys dancing in
I remember that. Yeah. It was really odd.
Controversial. As a part of the Fiverr deal, PewDiePie
it was an
given
edgier
the
time
opportunity
too.
to write a 5-word
Everybody was doing
message,
shit like
which the guys would hold up on a sign in the video. Well, PewDiePie decided to have a bit of fun with it and wrote an anti-Semitic phrase just to see if they'd do it. And as you can tell from PewDiePie's reaction, they most certainly did, leading PewDiePie to state this.
I didn't think they would actually do it. I feel partially responsible, but just I didn't think they would actually.
Sure you didn't,
well,
dude.
it's
Come
like
on.
if you didn't think that they would do
Why would you tell them
and
to do
you
it?
thought it was bad, it's not like, did this happen live? I mean, I thought he uploaded the video.
Yeah.
So he uploaded the video.
Yeah, he knew. He's full of shit.
Yeah, he just put, then why put it in there?
He's full of shit.
I mean, it's very obvious. Like, I mean,
just be
this
honest,
kind of
Petey.
stuff, as I said, it's like doing the, like, is it a joke? Is it not a joke? I see how it's kind of a joke. I can see why people will get mad. I don't think this is a reason to, like, ruin or, like, end somebody's career, but it's kind of dumb. Like, it's like one of those weird gray areas.
Like, I'm not anti-Semitic or whatever it's called. Okay, so don't
his
get the
career
wrong
wasn't
idea.
ruined.
It
No
was
one
a funny
ruined his
meme,
career.
and I didn't think it would work. Okay.
Which was followed by the video being uploaded as usual. However, the response that the video
It's just a bad
generated
take.
certainly wasn't usual, as only 3 days later, articles began to pop up explaining that PewDiePie had been dropped by his Disney-owned multi-channel network.
Okay, well, he did
Upon
get
seeing
dropped by
Disney
Disney.
drop PewDiePie, other advertisers such as
Well, it was
Johnson
only
&
good for him
Johnson,
anyway,
the UK
but,
government, Coca-Cola, and Dr. Pepper removed all advertising from the platform.
those are awful
fearing that
drinks,
they might
too.
be put beside some unsavory content. In order
See, this is why whenever you make content, it's always better to get funded directly by your audience. And like on Twitch, like you have subs and stuff like that. Like that's what really matters, because like if you don't, you can always have shit like this happen as the adpocalypse. Yeah, exactly. Advertisers are pathetic.
The adpocalypse was a red
Advertisers
herring,
are just
dude.
constantly afraid
They
of
were gonna
50
do that
Twitter moms
anyway.
calling into the advertising
It's the way
department
to
or the marketing
censor more
department saying they're
independent,
never going to buy
independent
their
content.
their
The adpocalypse
products
was a
made
red
by
herring
slave
to
labor
censor
again.
independent content.
So yeah, that's why they're just afraid
That's
of
all
that,
it was.
and I don't think it's
Censor
that big of a deal
whistleblower
whenever
content,
people get mad
especially
about shit online.
people
It's, like,
exposing
very,
corrupt
very
shit
uncommonly
in
effective.
corporations and the government.
So it's not the
There's an
actual
excuse
reason
to
for the
do that.
apocalypse. I think it was like probably like a number of different.
That's the
things. This just might have
red
been,
herring
like,
they use for it. Which makes me think that
the one that said it over
PewDiePie
the
did that
line.
at the behest of YouTube.
Twitch has adverts.
He was in the
that's
YouTube
why people get
Illuminati.
banned. Oh,
That's
yeah.
why he was so big
no,
to begin
and
with.
that's why nobody's getting banned really on Kick,
why
too,
Disney
is because Kick doesn't
employed
have a
him
bunch of advertisers.
originally.
Advertisers are why
But he
companies
needed another purpose.
have TOSs. What do you think Twitch
To
gives a
start
fuck about what people
censoring on
broadcast?
YouTube.
They don't care. It doesn't matter.
You can
That's
only
the
get
same
somebody
as,
who's like
any of
big
these other
to,
companies. They don't give a
to
shit.
promote this
Like, they
idea. So
only
you get one of the
care because
biggest
it fucks with their
tubers
money.
to do some controversial shit to make
get these
excuses for the
advertisers to
adpocalypse.
return, YouTube
And that's what
introduced
the fuck happened.
demonetization
The
of
fuck
non-family-friendly
PewDiePie.
content,
I never
leading
really
some
trusted him.
creators to instantly lose more than half of
The
their
reason that
revenue.
happens
With us,
is he helped promote this policy
money
that
was
YouTube
cut
always
by
wanted to do.
more than
That corporations
60%.
behind this
PewDiePie
policy
since made
always
a
wanted to
pretty good
do.
argument for why the
Because they
adpocalypse wasn't really
serve
his
very
fault.
vested
However,
interests.
there was definitely no
And they want to
argument
censor
that
people.
Brian Taylor could make after he
This is an
posted
excuse
a
to do
completely
it.
unhinged
Censor
video
real content, not
entitled
just
Nerf
some
War in Toys
crass
R Us.
crap about
The video began with the explanation
some
that Toys
dude
R Us
doing a
was
prank
closing
on a
down
video.
permanently,
Oh,
and therefore
yeah.
it would serve as the perfect place to have a Nerf
No, they
War
want to censor
before it
information.
actually closed.
That's what it was.
However, for the exact same reason, the staff members seemed completely unconcerned
What
about
is
keeping
this?
their jobs and
What is
began to
this?
tackle the boys instantly.
What is this?
Bro, and the thing is, like, who cares if he gets fired? The store's shutting down anyway.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
let's
I mean,
throw hands at the Toys R Us.
This is
Yeah, let's go to war. Get down on the
Wait a
ground.
minute.
Let's
Wait a
wrestle
minute. Wait a
for
minute.
it.
Wait a minute. I gotta check this out. Oh shit! Is this a real fight or a prank? That's a prank. Okay.
60%. PewDiePie has since made a pretty good argument for why the adpocalypse wasn't really his fault. However, there was definitely no argument that Ryan Taylor could make after he'd post a completely unhinged video titled Nerf War in Toys R Us. The video began with the explanation that Toys R Us was closing down permanently, and therefore it would serve as the perfect place to have a Nerf War before they officially closed.
I agree.
However, for the exact same reason, the staff members seemed completely unconcerned about keeping their jobs and began to tackle the boys instantly.
Why, dude? Why? I wouldn't even bother. I'm not going to work here anymore. Why would I give a fuck? Why am I going to get into a physical scuffle with somebody, risk injuring myself or them, and then I get sued, even if they are in the wrong? No, dude. I'm not going to do that when I'm getting fired from this job anyway. Fuck that. I'm gonna let them do their thing, and I'm gonna be on my phone. This is funny. I'll probably be filming the thing if it was me. If it was me, man. I used to work at stores like this. I used to work at Target shit. So, you know, if this happened, it was like the last day of the store and it's closing down. Like, I've had restaurants close down. Like, fuck. The fuck I look like trying to do some good shit here. Trying to stop anybody from doing some fucky shit here. They're just playing with Nerf toys. I don't care. I'm not going to get paid. I'm not going to work here anymore. I'm not going to risk getting in a fight with some people when I'm not. It's not going to benefit me in any way. I might get injured, or I might injure them. I might go to jail, if not the hospital. Like, look at this. Look at this. He's like literally getting into some MMA grappling match with this dude.
Bro, and the thing is, like, who cares if he gets fired? The store's shutting down anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's throw hands at the Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to war. Get down on the ground. Let's wrestle for it.
It's so stupid.
After this exchange occurred, the conflict escalated further.
You have no authority, bro, so I'll slam you back. Don't try and touch me, bro. Even you.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Bro, that's not gonna end good, I'm telling you right now.
Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh.
Okay.
He got it, he got it.
See.
Camera's on the...
See, why the fuck is this guy even bothering, man? It's not that serious, dude. They were leaving anyway. They were leaving. What? Look at this. What the fuck? You're not getting paid this much, dude. You're not even getting paid anymore at all. What?
After this exchange occurred, the conflict escalated further.
You have no authority, bro, so I'll slam you back. Don't try and touch me, bro. Even you. Idiot. Bro, that's not gonna end good, I'm telling you right now.
Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh.
Okay. Okay.
He got it, he got it. Camera's on the ground. There you go, glasses off. Oh, yeah, there
Why don't they just... Don't they have security guards here as well, man? They had them at Target.
There you go.
Which eventually
Kids are
resulted
watching.
in them being kicked out and wrecking
Why don't they
Harvest.
just get that guy's not a security guard. He's a fucking stalker. Why is he doing this?
Bro, this is what did this get uploaded on YouTube or World Star? Holy shit.
Yeah, it
I'm
should have
gonna
been
be
on
honest,
World
like
Star.
you go into a store like that, you start being disrespectful, going shit like that. Like I've said before, like violence is not the solution for stuff, but the moment that you go onto somebody else's space.
Yeah, that's the same. That's exactly what I'd expect the pussy to say. You know, sometimes people don't give you a choice on whether violence is the option or not. So you're gonna have to decide to defend yourself. All right.
And like you're going into somebody's house, you're going into somebody's property, you go into somebody's like, I don't give a fuck if the employees did that. This guy is being disrespectful. He could, like, they don't know if it's a Nerf gun or not. Like, there's people running around.
It's from the store. Isn't this from the fucking shelf, man? They know. All right, I wouldn't even wasted my time on this dude. I've had shit like this happen at stores I've been in. I don't get into tussles with people, man. Like whenever I did work, I don't work in this shit. This place is I would never want to. I'd want to kill myself. I've not wanted to kill myself in a very long time. I don't want to start.
Yelling in their store, recording people. There's kids there. Bro, I don't give a fuck if that employee tackled them. I think that's totally fucking fine.
Are there kids? There's no one in there. It's like it's empty. It's closing. This is like them taking shit out. They're like unstocking the shelves and shit. Or, you know. I don't see any kids. Where are they? If he's harming kids, that's another story. I could see that as a good argument, but still.
Oh, here we go.
I don't see any kids at all. It looks like it's completely empty. That's the only reason they're even in here, because it's like the place is shutting down. It's late at night. Kids will not be up late at night. Like, where are the kids, Asmund? There's no kids here. It's just employees. It's not even customers.
Shutting down anyway.
The staff members seem completely unconcerned about.
There's no one in the store.
Exact same
Asmund, there's no one in the store. Let's be real. There's no one in this store, Asmund.
Closed. However, for the exact same reason, this is instantly.
The store's shutting down anyway. Let's go.
Exactly. Where are the customers? Absolutely nowhere. Unless this is how the store always looked, and this is why they're shutting down, because there's no customers.
There you go, glasses
out and wrecking half of the.
Bro, this is a war like that. You start pollution house. This guy is somebody's property. You go into somebody's like, I don't give a fuck if the employees did that. This guy is being disrespectful. He could, like, they don't know if it's a Nerf gun or not. Like, there's people running around, yelling in their store, recording people. There's kids there. Bro, I don't give a fuck if that employee tackled them. I think that's totally fucking fine.
I don't see any kids, but.
Yeah, you get what you fucking deserve.
The video most certainly received a mixed response.
Well, it's not about whether he deserved it or not. It's about if you work there, what is the benefit for you to do that? And it's your last day working at this shitty job. There's like, I gotta understand if he's trying to protect some kids, but I don't see any. So that's not the reason. Are you getting paid more for this? No. You'll get your last paycheck that was already agreed upon, and then you won't be working there anymore. So, I don't know.
People saw it as a hilarious piece.
And you might get sued if you actually put that guy in traction, even if he's wrong. You don't want to risk that. You got to be very careful on who you choose to fight. Like, if it's a life or death situation, yeah, that's another story. But not this. This is a Nerf gun situation. You don't come overarmed, for a Nerf gun situation. I don't know. You should just get the security or call the cops if you're really that concerned.
Entertainment, while others saw Ryan as nothing more than an idiot.
Well, yeah, that's the difference between people that are teenagers and people that aren't teenagers yet. Because even if you're 14, you can see that these people are acting like assholes.
Yeah, they would annoy me, but then I wouldn't even be there. I'd be on my phone. It's the last day, dude. What do I look like?
They're acting like assholes. No, it's for content, right? And that's what it really comes down to, is that as long as you're making good content like this, people won't really give a shit, even if it's at somebody else's expense. Why do the employees care?
That's a good question. It is a good question.
I think there's a lot of reasons. They don't want to get fired for it, number one. It's disrespectful. It's
the last day, Asmund. You just said this. Fired from what?
Liability.
They're going to get fired if they injure the guy. I mean, if they injure the guy too bad, they might go to jail.
Like, I think that these guys were probably being assholes to them first. It's like, these people are coming into your store and doing this. Yeah, and also
not my store anymore.
Too. The employees have to clean it up. Yeah, after these guys fuck all this stuff up, they're going to have to be the ones that clean everything up.
Low-wage workers who were already about to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
But while Ryan Taylor had some support...
Yeah, they're not obligated after that day, though. They're not obligated to do shit. It's the last day.
For the controversial video, the same couldn't be said for Logan Paul.
This is where, if you're that concerned, you go call the fucking security or the cops. If you're really that concerned. I'm not caping for a job that's about to fire me. That's just me, man. I don't give a fuck. I will just leave. I'm not getting paid anymore. I'm leaving the job.
Quite possibly holds the gold trophy for the most damage done to a reputation as the result of
This is Logan Paul
in a single video.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna get off of this and go back to the fucking fighting Malenia. I just wanted to see what the hell that was. All right, I got the game back up. I gotta go PT right quick. One moment. Yeah, miss me with fucking caping that hard for a job I'm about to get fired from. You tripping. That couldn't be me. I couldn't be me getting in a fist fight with somebody at a job I'm about to get fired from. Fuck all that. That's stupid. I don't care. That's just dumb. Anyway.
I really don't. I mean, Logan Paul's done so many things. Like, who even remembers the Suicide Forest?
Oh, I do.
Like, this was like years ago. He's had so many controversies since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is in the rearview mirror.
Never
like,
stopped
now
being
we're
a
like in
badass.
Crypto Zoo. There was like the Pokemon card thing before that. Like, it's just, this is not really this guy's had so
That
many
was a joke, by the way.
It kind of,
not really a badass. That's just a joke. More of a dumbass. Yeah, he's never stopped being an asshole. What the real terminology should be. So this didn't really hurt him. Everybody knows he's an asshole, and they like him for being an asshole. I guess these little kids who watch him. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna bring the game back up.
kind of gets what's the word for it? People are desensitized.
Yeah.
Japan Forest
Sadly.
Law. 3 words that transport everybody back to the 31st of December 2017, when Logan decided that he wanted to have an unconventional New Year's Eve.
2 years ago, I fell
But that was on New Year's, huh?
For New Year's, slowing it down, like going somewhere that's really isolated. So we're in Tokyo, Japan, right? I figured
That
this was
fucking
the perfect time
hat.
to do it because if you look
Yeah,
at
that
my
dumb
right, gang I give you.
aliens hat from Toy Story.
After
Or was it the
deciding to
Minions?
camp in
No, it was the
forest,
aliens hat.
Logan and his crew found someone who had recently passed away, and while Logan was extremely serious in the beginning, it wouldn't be long before he began to make jokes. At this
Now
point
that I
in
think
time,
about it, the
Logan was
Minions
one of
are like a
YouTube's
rip-off
most
of the
hated
aliens from Toy
creators,
Story.
so when he
They just are.
Oh my god.
The fuck so
jokes. At this point in time, Logan
This is some shit, yeah. Oh my god. But how bad this was? Yeah, it's like, you know what I said about how like cultural appropriation is like not a big deal in like 99% of cases? I think you could argue this is the 1%.
That was bad what he did. I saw that shit. Yeah.
Yep, this right here is the 1%. This is the time the mount actually drops. This is the rare spawn.
Oh god, that's
Can't
using
recover
these
from this?
wild
Not in my lifetime.
terminologies.
Bro, Logan Paul has already recovered. He's already recovered
he's
from
already
Crypto
recovered.
Zoo because he has the Prime
That
energy
didn't
drink.
ruin him.
What do you
He's
think?
still-
12
he's still
year olds are
doing
gonna stop
successfully.
drinking Prime because of some video by some coffee guy? Like, who gives a shit about that? Logan Paul's so cool.
they're
He's
talking about
rich.
the
He abandoned his fucking pig.
NFT.
Like, there's nothing that's gonna stop this guy.
Talking about the NFT shit. Okay. I thought he was talking about the
Was one of
suicide.
YouTube's most hated creators. So when he uploaded the video,
Yeah.
it created the perfect storm for the entire world to pile on with criticism.
I've never been hated
The
by
pressure
the
put
whole
on
world.
Logan prompted the now iconic "So Sorry" apology.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
And while this video received over 60 million views, making it quite possibly the most well-known mistake in YouTube's history, Logan was eventually able to repair his reputation using some very unique strategies.
Yeah, he sure did.
Fighting KSI.
Oh my god.
That's how he did it.
The apology video's a meme. Well, at least it wasn't 20 minutes long, okay?
The whole
like,
KSI
I'll
fight
definitely
was rigged.
say that's a W because
all
there's
fake
so many
fighting.
of these other guys.
That's all
It's
they
like
do,
spend
the
so
Paul
much
brothers with fake
time
fights.
doing the stuff. It's like, what a fucking idiot. Yeah, I know. Classic Sonny V videos, no ending. Well, I think it's fine. I mean, the video was good. It's like, what do we need an ending? Like, obviously, that's what happened. The fact that Logan recovered from his first canceling just to come back and get into another scandal is so bold. And the best part about it is that, let's be honest, guys, is there anybody who thinks CryptoZoo is going to be the last scandal?
No.
Like, there's
Obviously
nobody
not.
that actually believes this, right? No. Like, I'm sure there's going to be another one that comes out in... it's going to be like a new game release. Yeah, it's not. It's barely started. I don't know, man. Not the last. Yeah, I
God
know.
damn it. Fucking bitch.
What is this here? No such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, there
yes,
is.
there is.
You fucking idiot.
No such thing as bad
certainly bad
publicity,
publicity.
is somebody who's getting bad publicity's version of coping.
Yeah,
there is
that's it.
absolutely...
Okay,
like, look
like,
at this. Like,
if Logan
how
Paul
does
got,
anybody
like,
say that?
Had some weird sort of Chris Hansen situation.
Like,
That's
do
not
you
good
think
publicity.
that this was good for J Station?
Yeah,
to say that his
that's bad.
girlfriend died and
Yeah,
one
J-Station
like is
shit
one
was
prayer?
bad.
No, it wasn't. This was really bad. It's a boomer take.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
It's a boomer take
No, it's not a
by
boomer
people
take.
that think that they know more than they do.
It's just a stupid take. It's just plain
He
stupid.
got fucking bad. He did. But look at the girl. Where's the dog girl? Was this good for her? I would say no.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it worked though. She was revived.
Who was? I don't know who it is. This dog girl, whatever.
So wait, you're saying that she actually died?
She
but
died.
Because J Station
Wait, she
made
died?
the video with the Ouija board.
No, it's talking about the J.
And
No, she didn't
everybody
die.
liked the video.
She didn't
That
die.
their prayers and the Ouija board was able to bring her back to life.
The fuck?
In such a complete
Are they
way
high?
that she didn't even know that she had died.
Are they high? Who wrote that? That's not an unironic comment, is it? No, Aswin, that's a joke. That's just a bad one.
There
No
is
one
a
li-
chance
No one literally
that
thinks
could have
that.
happened. Now that chance is probably 0%, but the chance
Yeah,
does
it is.
exist. Yeah, of course. I think that's about right. Yeah, it's probably somewhere around 0%. That happens in my D&D game. Yeah, and we played that
Yeah.
one, the Jesus game
D&D
too. And
is
so,
real
like, yeah,
life.
we've seen this happen before. It's not like it's impossible. I'll link you guys this video. I love these videos. Just, I love talking about, like, YouTube stuff like this. I find it to be very interesting.
I need to time this
find
better.
it to be hilarious, honestly. It is my favorite.
I need to time this better.
I need to watch some of these longer
I thought I
videos.
could run around
There's
it.
like 5 or more of these longer videos that I just haven't had the opportunity to look into.
We're gonna try the old
because
try
it's
to-
like there's like the fucking what's it called? The internet historian video I need to
Oh,
watch.
yeah. Those
yeah,
are-
exactly. It's only good
Wait a minute.
publicity in all cases if you have no public image to begin with, in my opinion.
Wait a minute.
No,
wait a
I
minute.
don't think
Wait
so.
a
I think
minute.
that people with no public image, like look at Mick Gordon, for
The
example.
internet historian make a new video. I'm gonna go to his channel right quick. I want to watch. He does long videos, so that would be good if he did another one. No, the last video he made was the whole video. I saw that one already. That was almost 6 months ago. That's so old now. It was very captivating. I will say it was very somber and depressing though. But it was a interesting story. No, but he didn't make anything new. He does have another channel where he does content. Maybe he made some shit on there. The fuck is that noise?
In the state of Kentucky, there is a cave.
Oh, okay. That's the home page. That's what it was. All right, let's see what else he's got. Yeah, that was in Kentucky, that cave story. Story mode. Incognito mode is also good.
Brought to you by HelloFresh.
Okay, he made this 3 days ago. Rejected. Rejected ads. Space. Oh, yeah, that one. I'm going to go to the story mode. See if that has new shit.
No!
Yeah, it's 4 days ago. Gone Home Explained. Oh, that game, that walking simulator game. That was the quintessential representative walking simulator. I remember that. Stanley Parable was a little better, though, I would say. If we're going to do walking simulators. And Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. That was better. Metal Gear Solid Explained. Oh, yeah. I'll probably watch this one. Metal Gear Solid one's good. Uncharted Explained. Yeah. Turok. Damn, that's a throwback. Saw the game. Alien Isolation. Sure. Yeah. That needs an explanation. Nancy Drew Explained. Resident Evil 5 Explained. Sure. Gone Home. Let's do that one. Then we'll go to the Metal Gear.
No! Welcome to Gone Fishing. All right, fellas. Gone Home is a walking simulator.
Yep.
It is very boring and tedious, and nothing really happens. They don't even give you a gun, but it is incredibly emotional.
It was made by some people
and
who
as
also
such, we shall be
on
walking through very slowly,
BioShock
absorbing
Infinite.
all of the
And BioShock Infinite
atmosphere,
sucks,
and
so I believe
eventually
it.
solving the ultimate question of the game, where is everybody at? And to help me explain this game, I am joined by Mr. Branson.
And you're gonna let me go home afterwards, right?
The game is afoot.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight.
We play as the character who just left that voicemail, and we do not know her name yet. She is passive-aggressively leaving a voicemail saying, "You don't have to pick me up, really."
But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport, so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to.
I'm a little sick, but I can catch a cab. So we go from the airport to the family home. It is the early morning on June 7th, 1995. And we are standing on the porch of the family home, but it's like enclosed, right? There's walls and stuff. We try the doorknob. Uh-oh. We cannot get into the house. How odd. So we try knocking. Dr. Watson, nobody's answering the door.
And there's not a single sound coming from inside the house either.
Oh, that's quite strange. Where everybody be at, right? Now, it's very odd that no one's answering the door because it's 1:15 a.m. on a Wednesday. So, are they all dead inside? Did they die many, many moons ago? So we go searching through all the furniture on the porch. There's some wooden chairs, there's a table, there's a cabinet. Oh! In the cabinet, there's a rubber duck. And underneath that rubber duck is a key. Ah. All right, now we've got our key, so we go to open the front door, but then...
Is that a note?
Let's read the note right now, Dr. Watson. It says, "Katie, I'm sorry I can't be there to see you, but it is impossible.
Oh, this fucking bitch just
Please
keeps
don't go
spamming
digging
this
around trying to find out where I
What a
am.
fucking
We'll
bitch.
see each other again. ... Someday. I love you, Sam." Well, Dr. Watson, I'm going to make a little deducing.
Go on.
I think Sam is actually short for Sam Anther, because a dude would never write a letter like that.
Wow,
Exactly.
Mr. Holmes, you've done it again.
that's
Another
gross and
magnificent deduction.
I would never write some shit like that.
So we unlock the door and then we head inside. But first we've got to get our bags. So when we turn around, we can see that on a name tag is Caitlin Greenbrier.
And that's us. Caitlin is the name of our protagonist.
Perfect, Caitlin.
Whoa, what a
so
shit
we
name.
walk through the door, and inside it is very dark and spooky. It's kind of a grand staircase, and there's rooms that branch off to the left and to the right. But over in the left-hand corner is a
create this
family
game.
portrait. Dr. Watson, we should go over there and find out who our family is.
Yes, Holmes.
So we go over to the port.
This is the Greenbrier family. Now, the one at the top here in the black, that's Katie. That's who we're playing as.
Right.
The lady at the front is Janice, or Jan Greenbrier, the mother. And to the right is Terry, who is the father. And the one in the green flannelette shirt here is Sam.
I think I know what's going on here, Dr. Watson.
What do you mean?
Well, she's wearing a green flannel shirt.
I mean, she likes
are those
home
Doc
improvement.
Martens I spot at the bottom? I
Right.
think something's going on here. All right, so next we notice there's a pile of moving boxes stacked by the door.
Man.
Dr. Watson, what's going on there?
Well, according to this invoice, Mr. Holmes, they moved in last year, August 1994.
Wait a minute, Dr. Watson. Look at this. If there's both a library and an office,
Come get me, bitch.
perhaps somebody works from home?
That's actually some pretty fucking good deduction work there.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly, we hear a disembodied voice, and it says,
Dear Katie, so much has changed, even just since you've been away.
That is Katie's younger sister, Sam. Once in a while throughout the game, she'll appear and give us a little monologue. But it's just a memory. She's not a ghost.
I think it's a ghost. I'm going to go with ghost, fellas.
No.
We then go to a closet and we open it to find a spooky ghost.
Oh,
No, it's a jacket.
It's got an ID on it. Oh my God, that's me mum.
Janice Greenbrier, a senior conservationist at Takelma County Forestry Service.
If she has a job in forestry, then she likely has an outdoor job. And because there's an office and a library, that must mean that the father works from home. Right, Dr. Watson? Right?
Elementary.
The stay-at-home dad, I guess.
All right, thanks everyone. It's been real good. Thanks for having me on Storybook, guys. So now we go to the answering machine. And when Katie hits play, she hears two messages. The first one
goes,
Believe it or not, George isn't at home.
but really it goes.
I love that, Seinfeld.
Hello. Sam.
Oh my God.
So
oh my God. And the second one is...
Sam, where are you? Really? I need to talk to you.
Yeah, so it's a young woman. She sounds very distressed. She's crying. She's going, Sam, you got me. It's very emotional.
All right, Dr. Watson, let me go into my mind palace. All right, Katie has come back from Europe, and she was not expected home by her parents. Otherwise, they would have come and picked her up from the airport. Either that, or they are somehow dysfunctional. Based on the fact that the bloody moving boxes haven't even been unpacked, I would say that it is dysfunctional parents. Now, Sam is not here, and it seems as though she has left, and in a state of great distress. Therefore, Dr. Watson, my conclusion, a ghost showed up and has been pretending to be Katie the whole time.
Exactly. That's my guess. Makes sense
That's
to
going to
me.
be my guess, Dr. Watson. Make a note. Make a note of that.
Makes fucking sense to me.
But first, make a note of ad time.
Bitch.
It's the 11-year anniversary
Shut
of
your ass down,
NordVPN, and to celebrate, we're doing a speed run of Gone Home. Here's a trick. You use NordVPN, you can go from the lounge to the sex room to the indoor pool to the back rooms with the simple press of a button. Hold on, I'm getting a voicemail. Sam, have you heard of Nord? Wow, this is emotional, fellas. I'm going back to Europe. There's websites out there, and they're trying to get your data. Luckily, I keep mine under a duck. Oh, there everyone is. They weren't dead after all, spoiler warning. They were busy watching the international Netflix catalog. Sorry, we didn't open the door. Friends was on. Actually, the parents are dead, spoiler warning. But even ghosts love the huge discount on a 2-year plan plus 4 bonus months. Oh, look. In fact, because it's Nord's birthday, you have the chance to win somewhere between 4 and 12 bonus months. There's a countdown timer in the corner till Nord turns 18. A clue. What could it mean? Quick tell us time. NordVPN, that's S-RAM. Everything else, that's down here. Oh no, fellas. Stream has been hijacked. Someone found my duck. Go to nordvpn.com/story mode to get a huge deal on a 2-year plan, plus 4 to 12 bonus months. And try not to cry at this incredibly emotional scene. Sam, Sam,
I do not like green eggs and
So we
ham.
have to explore the rest of the house, but this game gets slow and tedious. So we are going to inject a solution of cocaine and water, as Sherlock Holmes regularly does in the novels, and we are going to go faster.
Watson also took the cocaine.
Here you go, we can share needles. All right, so we get to a hallway, and in the hallway is a set of drawers. We open the drawers, and inside we see
a photo of a pink-haired girl in some sort of military uniform.
Oh, I got it. That one's the girlfriend of whatever one's
that's
the
military
lesbian.
standard,
Did I
yeah.
get?
No, we're not supposed to find that out until later.
Oh, sorry, fellas. Spoilers, says Sherlock Holmes. I'm too good at deducing. All right, so we continue on through the hallway until we get to the lounge. Inside the lounge, you see the TV, you see a couch, and usual lounge stuff.
Expert.
You know that feeling where the first moment you see someone, it's like they have a big gold star around them?
Oh my God!
You have to get
Shut up!
To me.
Shut up!
So, what we hear from Sam talking to Katie about this girl she's seen around the
Anti-Semitic,
place
I'd
who
say.
has punk aesthetics and is sometimes in an army uniform.
Whoa!
And essentially, Sam wants to be her friend, but she just doesn't know how to talk to her.
Now, attached to the lounge room is a closet, and we open the door, and there's Sam! Sam's in the closet. It's a big metaphor. She's a big lesbian, isn't she, Dr. Holmes? Wait, that's me.
Wow.
I think you've had a bit too much speed run, Jigs.
Elementary, my
So really, what we can take away currently is that Sam doesn't get along with people at school, isn't doing well at school, no one likes her, and she's always been that way.
So, Katie goes back
She's a
into the
bitch.
hallway. She
That's
looks
why.
around and finds a note on the dresser.
That's from Sam to Lonnie, who is that punk girl that Sam has a crush on.
She was very cool.
They have a friendship blossoming. It's very beautiful. So now, Katie goes upstairs to try and find some more
these are
Oh
all
clues.
the
my God,
biggest
there's a second
stereotypes.
floor.
It's really
How many
hard.
floors?
There's a secret passage and a basement and a whole second half to the
Like, did
first
this
floor as
actually
well.
resonate
Bomb
with
this house,
anybody
please.
genuine?
Look, let's just
I
go
don't
through
know.
each person's story instead of going room by room. How's that sound?
Perfect.
That's it?
I love it. Off you go,
So
Dr. Watson.
stereotypical. They have the girl wearing flannel. And the
All right,
girl
so on the
punk
first floor,
rock.
we find an office.
It's like a
Here
big
we can see a
old-
desk and tons of
like every
books and all sorts of
stereotype
writings
they
and
ever
stuff. But on top of one of the bookcases, we see some
Putting
hidden
anything
alcohol.
about lesbians.
Why would there be
This is what they
alcohol hidden
use.
away on the top of a cupboard?
And there on top of the desk is a typewriter. And in the typewriter is a new review for something. Okay, so the father is either a copywriter or a reviewer of electronics. Right, now we go over to a pinboard, and it says, oh, hold on a minute, this is getting good. What if JFK wasn't JFK? JFK president, US and USSR coalition, Chinese, Japanese, Lebanese.
Three sides of the same coin.
Okay, so the father is going mad.
So the father writes thriller novels where there's a main character who goes back in time and saves JFK.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
So he writes crazy thrillers.
You're right. So these are all just the terrible, terrible ideas he has for a novel. So we leave this office, dad, boring, and we go into the
Library. So Katie, in the library, she finds a box full of these JFK books written by her father, Terry.
Oh.
Yep. Why would there be a box full of these books hidden away if he was doing well?
Oh, I know, because they don't sell.
That's exactly it, Holmes.
Yeah.
You've done it again.
Yeah, he's
One
right.
final thing.
They're terrible.
There is a note written to Terry. It's from his editor, who is saying he's on thin ice. He's saying his reviews aren't very good, but he's just talking about other random stuff. Terry's that guy who would start his review for like Forspoken with, I too have a dream.
What? Huh? What?
Right, so what do we take away from the family from this room?
So the father sustains himself with the tech review job. He finds it very unfulfilling, however. Instead, he wants to write novels, but these novels are not very
They're
successful.
terrible.
So he has
So he
moved
decided to make a
do it.
novel into a video
That
game.
was
and it's just as
perfect.
bad.
Elementary,
And that's
my
where
dear
we got
Dr. Watson.
Gone
Now it's
Home.
time for Janice's story.
So we go upstairs, and in a hallway, we find a schedule.
There it says couples bowling, couples cooking classes, and all sorts of stuff. But after the couples bowling, everything else is crossed out.
It looks like after they went bowling once, she cancelled all the plans. So I think it's safe to say, Holmes, the marriage might be falling apart.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Plus, look at this, Dr. Watson.
Oh, God.
There's a note, and it says there's a new ranger, Richard Pattermach.
Oh my
He's
God, I
German.
love stamina.
Means fast dad.
So he is being transferred to Janice's forest station. That means they're going to be co-workers.
And I hear he's very sexy. We also find a performance review that Janice wrote for this slick Rick customer.
sexy.
All fives.
Lots of stamina.
has a lot of cum.
And so she wants him to stay on permanently in this position. Says Katie. I think me mum is cheating on me dad.
So we break into the parents' bedroom to look for some sordid clues. Katie, she's pulling through drawers. In one of the drawers, she finds one single condom.
How do you buy just one condom?
Doesn't matter. The thing is, why would you have a condom if you were like 40-something and in a long-term marriage? Underneath her bed is a Walt Whitman poetry book, and inside it there's a bookmark that says, "Take your time. I'm glad to have it in good hands." From Rick.
Oh, that son of a bitch. We also find a pack of matchsticks that says, meet me at 8 o'clock at this hotel. Love, Rick.
You can still
Oh
have
my god,
kids.
she's having an
So you
affair
wouldn't wanna wear-
with a pickle.
He was a cucumber when he started working there.
Still.
All right.
So Katie rushes through the house, and in the greenhouse, she finds a brochure to a couples counseling retreat.
And look, it says June 3rd to 7th, 1995. Today's the 7th.
That's where they are now.
Oh, mystery solved, fellas. Everything's gonna be okay.
So, in conclusion, the parents aren't here because they're just on a couples counseling retreat.
Oh, is that it?
All right, so the last mystery to solve is where the hell is Sam? We break into Sam's room.
Oh
It
my
seems as
God.
though... Dr. Watson, you explain it.
Lonnie and Sam became friends. Sam now likes Lonnie, but Lonnie is a bad influence.
Oh.
She's even smoking cigarettes now.
Oh, no.
And all of this turns into a bit of a
that is
romance.
trash. Get some weed, honey.
Wait a minute. She's one of those girls that likes girls.
What do they call those? The Lebanese.
Yeah, that's right.
Chinese, Japanese, Lebanese. That clues are all
Lebanese, exactly.
Sherlock, I think we're digging too deep.
I won't have any Lebanese daughters in my house.
Oh my God.
Says Terry as he throws one of his unsold books.
Damn Arab.
So Katie finds a
They
map
turned Arab.
that shows that the house is full of secret compartments.
Oh,
all sorts
God.
of stuff to explore.
Let it end.
We'll just hurry through it, Holmes, okay? The game's almost over now.
So we go to the basement and we find a note that suggests that Lonnie is being sent to BASIC, the basic military training thing. Oh no, says Sam, I got accepted into college. That means we are going on different paths because those are two separate places. Then we go to the dining room and there's a note that says that Sam is grounded.
Well, no, they also have the talk about how her being gay is a phase.
I had an interesting talk with Mom and Dad
It's a
tonight.
phase. You're 25.
They were just
honey.
in
It's just a
denial.
phase.
You just haven't met the right boy. It's a phase.
All right, last place to go, the attic. Sam, are you here?
She finds the final journal entry from Sam talking about how Sam and Lonnie ran away because Lonnie couldn't go through with basic.
And it was Lonnie on a payphone.
She sucked at basic.
She'd been on the bus to basic,
she's not
and she said she couldn't think of anything but me.
Oh my God, the
Basic
voice
bitch couldn't handle basic.
Anyway, it's very sad. Here's Lonnie. She's at a payphone, standing in the rain. She walks up to the phone and she calls Sam, but Sam doesn't pick up.
Where are you? Really? I need to talk to you.
And that's what those voicemails are at the start of the game.
So all of this means that Sam ran away with Lonnie, and that's where she is now. And that is the end
where?
of the game.
Wow, that was very emotional, fellas. I feel like when I grow up one day, I too will become Lebanese.
You can't
In
be-
the
you can
style
be
of your
anything you
great
wanna be.
deductions,
Yeah.
can
You
you
can become
summarize
Lebanese.
the plot of Gone Home for us? With a bit of flair.
Right.
With enough practice, all you gotta do is
It begins
work hard at it.
with a family of four.
You'll be
The dad
Lebanese.
sucks. The mom is a cheater and even worse. The sister ran away and she has become Lebanese. And that's about it. That's the whole story. It would have been better if it was ghosts.
But wait, what about Uncle Oscar?
How do you know they're not ghosts?
Uncle
They
Oscar,
could
he's the
still
one
be
that
ghosts.
Terry inherited this house from, and then look here, forget it.
They could still be ghosts. You don't know.
So the moral of the story is, it's a lot better to read on a wiki.
Yep. Skip this one, fellas. Question mark? Bro, how good would this be if you just had a gun? Like, there's no enemies or anything because you're at a house.
Yeah.
But you can shoot stuff in the house.
Oh, there's some mods.
Yeah, she walked it up.
Wait, let's check this out.
Mom?
Right quick.
Dad?
Yeah, shoot shit. No, there's no mods. They're just. Okay, let's check it out.
This would be if you just had a gun. Like, there's no enemies or anything because you're in a house.
Yeah.
But you can shoot stuff in the house.
Yeah, she walks it up. Mom? Dad?
Oh, no. No.
Can we
That's
show
bad.
that?
Yeah,
Don't do that.
maybe.
Don't do that. Don't.
Have you ever wondered, wouldn't it be great to go back to the Middle Ages and then show a video game to, like, the Queen of England back in the 1600s and go, look at this, Your Majesty. There's ghosts.
But wait. Question. Dad?
I wasn't showing it. This is what I was saying. They shouldn't do that. That would have been bad.
Can we show that?
Yeah, maybe.
Retro gamers, huh?
Have you ever wondered, wouldn't it be great to go back to the Middle Ages and then show a video game?
Middle Ages, that's where the video games were cultivated. Yeah.
To, like, the Queen of England back in the 1600s and go, look at this, Your Majesty.
1600s isn't the Middle Ages. What are you talking about? But okay.
This is it? This is the whole game? So the fire is burning all around you, right? And so, listen, right? But they really love each other. She doesn't want to go to basic.
Oh, no.
Metacritic. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
86. So this is better than, like, most of the games. What? This is 100, right? Oof. So what did you like about... Is Gone Home a masterpiece? No. What? Then why'd you give it a masterpiece score?
Just look how it starts. Back in 2010, my wife and I decided to part ways.
Good.
Oh, feisty. Feisty.
10. My wife and I decided.
Did you ever come home to an empty house, one that you know? Wait, is this a review? What the fuck is this? I didn't see this. It's the actual review. Oh my God. Pete Davidson from fucking Saturday Night Live? Well, there's no D there, so this is just his evil clone.
Just look how it starts. Back in 2010, my wife and I decided to part ways.
Okay.
Oh, feisty. In order to make the transition easier, I went elsewhere for a few days while she moved all her possessions out. When I returned to my apartment, now gutted of any sign she'd ever been there.
Oh no. This is only 3 years later that he wrote this review. So he's still probably feeling it.
Yes, sir. When my wife left me.
Oh, God.
Can we check out Pete?
His wife took that too.
Oh, she took his account too. She took that even. Oh, no.
Can this man ever catch a break?
He can't have anything. He's like Brendan Fraser, or what's his name? Not Brendan Fraser. Yeah, I think it is Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser? Just fuck my shit up, guy. Yeah, it's Brendan Fraser. Let me check it out. He's in the Whale movie now. Yeah, it is Brendan Fraser. Yeah, he's Brendan Fraser. This is his alias.
God bless him. His review gave me more entertainment value than the entire game.
That's fucked up. No, that's his review though. He just talks about his divorce. That's terrible. That's really bad. He's probably having some emotional issues. His employer should have got him some help, not fire him. He got suspended. What the fuck? Oh man. Okay. Well, let's look at the Metal Gear one now. I said I would look at that one or listen to it.
Yes, NordVPN. Finally, Metal Gear Solid! Exclamation mark. We open to a submarine speeding through the ocean. This submarine is on its way to Fox Island, a nuclear weapons facility off the coast of Alaska, America's 51st state. We zoom into the sub. There's Colonel Roy Campbell, and he says into the radio,
Solid Snake,
You're the only man for the job.
I'm here, Campbell. Do with me what you will.
Okay, here's the mission brief. On the nuclear weapons facility on Fox Island, there has been a mutiny. A group of 6 men have taken control, and they call themselves Foxhound.
Oh my god, what do they want?
Well, I'll let them speak for themselves. Patching you through.
Ah, yes. We want $1 billion in non-sequential $1 bills and the remains of a dead guy. His name is Big Boss. Send us his corpse. Oh my god, what if you don't get it? Well, then we're going to launch a nuclear weapon. My god. No one threatens my country with a nuke, damn it. Campbell, it's time to send in the snake. That's me. That's my catchphrase. I'm gonna murder everybody. It's gonna be a slaughter. You're gonna love it, Roy.
No, wait, Snake. You don't understand. The situation is more delicate than that. They have hostages. Important hostages. Those hostages are Donald Anderson, the DARPA chief, and Kenneth Baker, president of Arms Tech.
Sucks.
We need you not to kill those two people specifically.
Kill the DARPA chief and some Baker. I got it, Captain.
We'll get you as close as we can, and then we're gonna shoot you out in this cool mini-sub, and then you're on your own.
Snake is fired out in a mini-sub. So he arrives at the base, and when he gets there, Snake is birthed from the mini-sub out into the water.
That's pretty true.
Natural style.
It's like a birth
And then he starts swimming towards the shore. He gets there, and this is the very start of the game. You finally get control of Solid Snake. Snake then goes out and he kills some of the guards.
But quietly.
That's right.
Well, you're supposed to, but you can do it unquietly.
So on the other side of this room is an elevator, and on that elevator is a mysterious man.
There he is. I'm gonna get him.
And he tells the guards, guards, you have to be on alert. Someone could be trying to infiltrate the base. Anyway, I'm going up this elevator. Goodbye. So, Snake quickly finds a hiding place, and he calls the Colonel. He goes, Colonel, who is that long blonde-haired dazzler? Ah, that man? Yes, that is Liquid Snake. And he is the leader of the Foxhound group.
And you guys have the same code name, being Snake.
So I'm Solid Snake, and the bad guy is called Liquid Snake?
Yeah. Will that come up in the plot later on?
Don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for me.
Snake, take that elevator to the surface. But make sure no one sees you. That would totally blow the mission.
That makes sense. All right. So, eventually you catch the elevator and then you go to the surface. He takes off all of his swimsuits and there's a really fucking cool title screen that comes up. Snake reaches the ground floor and he starts looking around and he sees a bunch of guards and stuff. So he hides behind a box and he quickly calls up the Colonel. Colonel, what am I supposed to do? There are guards everywhere. And it's so cold out here. How am I supposed to sneak around stealthily when my teeth are chattering?
Hold up, Snake. Here's Naomi with some more info.
Snake, don't worry about the cold. You see, we gave you an injection.
An injection?
Yes, an injection. It has nanomachines inside of it that will help you stay warm.
Wow, very sci-fi.
Although you'd think I'd be used to the temperature by now. Anyway, Snake, what's important is, you see, ever since Zanzibar, my latest mission, I decided to go into retirement. And from there, I was living in the wilderness of Alaska, on my own, blazing my own trail, lone wolf, MGTOW lifestyle. And anyway, what were you saying?
But she has already hung up the call.
Oh, it must have got disconnected. So Snake is sneaking around, and he's looking around corners, and he's loving it. And then all of a sudden, oh my god, a Hind D. He notices a helicopter. It is a Russian gunship. How odd. So he calls up the Colonel, and he goes, why is there a Russian gunship here in Alaska?
I'm not sure. Maybe you should find out, Snake. That is your job after all.
Okay. The Russian helicopter flies away. By the way, Snake.
There's only 18 hours left until the terrorist deadline. So, Snake, you gotta hurry, man.
Also, one more thing. I promise we're gonna get back to gameplay soon.
Here's Mei Ling. She's our visual and data processing specialist.
She saves game. You call her up and it saves game. She's not terribly important, to be honest. Snake flirts with her for a little while. He goes,
I didn't expect a world-class military technical person to be so cute and attractive and also single.
I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake.
hurry the fuck up. I'm going. The call ends, and Snake starts roaming around. He sneaks, and he's having a whale of a time, and he finds a vent hole, and he uses that to get into the facility. So he's in the vent, and then all of a sudden, Snake gets a call from his old master, McDonald Miller. He's his fighting mentor, I guess. Now, McDonald, he's retired just like Snake, and he lives out in Alaska now. He hasn't seen Snake since that last mission in Zanzibar, remember? Now, Zanzibar was a big deal. It's where Snake fought Big Boss and won, killing Big Boss, thus turning him into a bunch of remains, which is what the terrorists want. My name is McDonald, but you can call me Master. Oh, okay. And he says, look, if you need any help, I'm here to help. Oh, please let me help. Thanks very much. It's kind of uneventful. So he just continues.
But remember, Mr. Miller.
Yes, the Master. Snake then sneaks through the facility. Finally, a chance to use the Metal Gear Solid music. Then he sees a whole bunch of cells, and one of them has a lady in it. Who is doing sit-ups? That a woman? No. And the other one has a man in it, and that man looks to be the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson. That's who I'm looking for, says Snake. He drops in and he goes, surprise, it's me. And then he coughs terribly.
Snake tells Donald, I'm here to rescue you. Donald says, you don't look like one of them. You gotta get me out of here.
Yeah, okay, I'll break you out, but first, I need some information on the terrorists. You know, do they have a nuke? Can they actually launch the nuke?
It's very possible they can launch the nuke.
Oh my god.
So, the camera then pans over to the next cell, where we see the lady doing sit-ups, right? And she overhears Snake and Donald's discussion. She starts listening and eavesdropping. So rude. Now, back to Snake. Snake says,
I don't understand. This place is only meant to be for dismantling nuclear warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
Listen, Snake. I've got some dramatic information.
Tell me more.
You see, the terrorists have a new kind of weapon. It's a nuclear-equipped walking battle tank that walks.
Oh my god, a Metal Gear? It cannot be.
Wait, you know about the Metal Gears? They're the most secretest project ever. How did you find out about it?
I've had some run-ins with Metal Gears in the past. This isn't the very first game, technically. Oh, I thought the whole Metal Gear project was scrapped.
It's actually not cancelled. It's being developed here on the island. It's all very top secret. That was until the mutiny, when all the guards took us over and took over the place. Now they're in control of everything and stuff.
Then suddenly one of the guards comes along and he goes, shut the fuck up. Shut up in there. Hey, shut up in your mouth. Keep it down in there. Donald and Snake go real quiet, and then Donald waves him away. Sorry, I didn't mean. I'll be quiet. Now, once the guard leaves, Snake then says,
let me ask you about this. Do they have the detonation code? Do they know it's 1, 2, 3, 4? You know, the thing you need to input in order to launch the nuke? There's always a detonation code.
It's set up so that you need 2 input codes.
So you're telling me that they need 2 different passwords in order to launch a nuke?
Correct.
Who has the passwords?
I have one, and Baker has the other.
Oh, thank God. So the terrorists don't have the passwords, right?
Wrong. The terrorists do have my password.
Why'd you give him the password?
Psycho Mantis read my mind and he stole the password.
That's the oldest excuse in the book. Are you working with them? Why did you do it? Why did you betray your country?
There's some big accusations, Snake. I don't really appreciate this.
I'm the one that gave him the nuclear code, okay? So that means that if they get Baker's password, oh my god, they got both the passwords. They can launch the nuke.
But Snake,
yes?
There's still a way to stop it.
That's great news. All right, problem solved. I'll see you later.
No. Let me tell you about how to stop it.
Oh, okay, that's probably a good idea.
There's these card keys, right?
Right.
There's 3 of them, and Baker should have them. And you'll need all of them to stop it.
Why? What's special about these card keys?
Well, you put them in and they stop it.
Oh, like an emergency override.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Snake then says the next obvious question, which is,
all right, where the fuck's Baker then? I need Baker.
I think he's somewhere in the 2nd floor basement. Here's my ID card. It's a level 1 ID card, and it'll open any level 1 doors.
Okie dokie, thanks very much.
Then Donald asks the question,
is the White House planning to give in to the terrorist demands, Snake?
You mean give them the body of Big Boss?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't know, Donald, and I don't care. It's not part of my mission, see? I'm just here to stop the... Oh, what's wrong, Donald?
Suddenly, Donald is having a heart attack.
What is it?
The woman in the cell next door overhears this, and she starts banging on the door and going, "What's going on in there?"
I'm dead.
Donald dies. He dies of a heart attack. What the heck is going on? Snake gets on the phone. He goes, "HQ, someone's coming down. I just saw a man die right before my eyes." So good. Naomi and the Colonel say,
"It looks like some sort of heart attack."
Now, Snake is very suspicious of this because what the fuck? What kind of weird timing is that? So Snake goes, "Colonel, are you hiding something from me?" And the Colonel says,
"No, but this op is security level red, meaning you need the highest security clearance to access the complete file. I can't even access the complete file and I'm running the mission."
"Oh my god, I need to go find Baker right now. But before I go get him, I had time. It's me, Nord Snake. I'm here to save everyone. Subscribe to Nord. Subscribe to Nord. Chief, I found you just in time. Nord has a seasonal sale going on right now."
That's so generous.
That's right.
Oh man, I have to eat something, so I just made some sandwiches because I can't concentrate on this game if I'm hungry. So I'm gonna eat. Anyway, I thought I wouldn't be hungry, but I guess I was. Thought my breakfast would have lasted.
Nord has a huge deal on a 2-year plan at the moment.
The savings, they're too good.
Plus 4 bonus months.
Oh, Nord.
A woman?
It's 2022, and women are now allowed to use NordVPN.
After all these
Milink,
centuries.
is this line secure? Oh, of course it is, Snake. I'm patching in through Starbucks public Wi-Fi. No, Milink, no. It's Christmas. Go to nordvpn.com/story mode. Look, it's too late for you to mail in.
Well, finally, my place is going to be getting Google Fiber, so I might just switch to that. The quality of streaming might be a little better at that point.
Anything to anyone, you missed out. nordvpn.com/story mode for a huge deal on a 2-year plan plus 4 bonus months. It's way better than a pair of socks delivered in January. Add over. Now, Snake is trapped in the prison cell. Suddenly, he hears footsteps outside and also the sound of someone fighting. And then suddenly, the door unlocks. What the fuck? What is going on here? Snake walks outside and he sees, remember that guard from earlier that he waved away? Well, he is now nude and also pixelated. Then suddenly, to his right, a gun is pointed directly at Snake's head. And the person holding the gun says, "So you killed the chief? How could you? I loved him like a chief." Snake then turns around and he goes, "Is this the first time you've ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking." Snake then pulls out his gun and points it back, and Snake says, "I can tell you're a rookie. You've got rookie eyes." They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them. Okay, so basically what's happened is there was a lady in that cell, right? She tricked the guard into opening her door, and then she beat him up, stole his clothes, is now dressed as a guard, and then she then went to unlock the door for the DARPA chief, but he was dead, and she's gone, "Oh my god, you killed the DARPA chief." But we know he didn't. And then Snake goes, "Oh my god, have you even killed people before?" Boo. Then all of a sudden, the door opens and a whole bunch of real guards come in. Uh-oh. Snake and the guard, they get into a firefight. And in this moment, the lady kills for the first time. And then the lady in the guard's outfit tries to run away.
Nice butt.
This is why I fucking hate video games.
Then, as he's staring at the back of Meryl's ass, he has a scene transition.
Obviously,
we then see a cutscene. Now, there's a group of men surrounding a man who's strapped to a table. It looks as though this man has been tortured to death. And one of them says to the other, "You killed him, didn't you?" Right, so that person who just said you've killed him is Liquid Snake. This guy, his name is Psycho Mantis. This guy, his name is Revolver Ocelot. So these 3 are the elite members of Foxhound, right? 3 out of 6. So Liquid is chastising Revolver Ocelot. He's saying, "You killed him. You tortured him too much, and he died." We don't know who he has tortured at this point. And Psycho Mantis says, "Shh. Yep, good job, Revolver. Shh. Also, that guy that we tortured to death, I couldn't get through his mental shielding. It was too powerful, so I couldn't get any answers either. Shh." So Psycho Mantis really is psychic. He can really tell if you hold fingers behind your back, he'll know how many. Now, Liquid Snake is about to get really, really cross, but Psycho Mantis says,
Shh! Listen, I've got another way to get the information that we need. Just follow my lead.
Then suddenly we get out of the cutscene. Now, the lady is running, and she gets into the elevator, and Snake tries to chase her, but she turns around and she shoots her farmer. He has to dodge out of the way, and it looks wicked sick cool. Look at this.
What the fuck are you shooting at him?
And she goes, yeah, victory. And then she catches the elevator. Suddenly, a floating man shows up. What the heck is going on, Jeff?
It's Psycho Mantis.
Just like that.
Snake goes, what the fuck is going on? So, Snake calls up Naomi and he goes, Naomi, I'm starting to see stuff. What the hell?
Just continue on with your mission.
All right, I'll ignore it for now then. So, Snake catches the elevator down to basement level 2. And he's running around and he finds a secret room, but he breaks in. And he finds, oh my god, it's Baker. And he smells delicious like fresh bread. But he's tied to a post. And he's just about to go, oh, what's up with all these cables? Let me untie you.
I'm kind of out of it, but don't touch the cables, because it's connected to a heap of C4, which I'm also connected to. If you pull these cables, I'll explode.
My god, would be toast. Get it, Baker? Get it? Suddenly, Revolver Ocelot walks into the room. So he's spinning his gun and he's showing off his sick moves. And Revolver Ocelot goes,
howdy, partner. I've been waiting for you, Solid Snake. Now we'll see if the man lives up to the legend.
I've also been waiting for you, Revolver Ocelot. I want to see if you live up to your legend, actually. So anyway, they fight. He keeps running around and stuff. It's actually kind of an annoying fight, to be honest. But just as you're about to defeat Ocelot, he turns around and he goes,
you're pretty good. Just what I'd expect from the man with the same code as the boss.
He's saying, you've got the codename Snake, Liquid Snake has the codename Snake, you must be a pretty good fighter. But I shall still win the day, Lamau.
It's been a long time since I had such a good fight.
Spoiler, just in case people are not familiar with this series.
I'm just getting warmed up.
But he is not just getting warmed up, because suddenly his hand explodes off of the wrist, and the Arms Tech president is cut from the ropes, and he falls to the ground.
That's our boy Gray Fox.
C4 goes off, and Revolver Ocelot is sent flying into the wall with the force of the explosion. And then we see there is a man walking around in stealth, and he used a sword to do all that business.
Yep.
Oh my god. Revolver Ocelot picks up his fucking hand. I know you. You're supposed to be dead. This is some bullshit. I'm getting out of here, he says as he's running away.
Who are you? Unlike you, I have no name.
Actually, my name's Solid Snake, a.k.a. David. And then the robot man goes, gay. And then he starts, like, having a seizure or something. He's getting electricity. He then feels for some reason that he has to run away. And so he runs off. He does a whole bunch of cool flips and shit. And Snake goes, that's pretty strange. I wish someone would tell me what the fuck's going on. There really is quite a lot of mysteries happening at once. So Snake picks Baker up. And
that was what's so interesting about the game. There's a bunch of weird shit going on. You didn't know what the fuck it was about until the revelation. It was cool. Like, this game was like a trendsetter for people, apparently.
Snake asks about the
it's like, that's not the right word, like revolutionary. It was a trendsetter too, though. A lot of games copied this after it came out, apparently.
Code for the warhead. And Baker says,
I already told them the code.
Oh, Baker, why would you do that?
I tried not to tell them. I put up a fight. I even managed to resist Psycho Mantis's psychic abilities. He couldn't read my mind. No way, Jose.
Wait a minute. How were you able to resist Psycho Mantis?
Because of the surgical implants in my brain, obviously.
Duh.
Right, okay.
Everyone who knows these top secret codes has it in their brain.
Wait a minute. And he's thinking. Even the DARPA chief?
Yes. The DARPA chief definitely had one.
What the heck, thinks Snake? Because remember earlier, he just said Psycho Mantis used his mind probe powers, right? Confused? What a mystery, fellas. Snake then says,
then how did they get your code, Baker, if they can't read your mind?
They never taught me how to resist physical torture, just emotional and mental.
So Baker was there in the room, and Psycho Mantis goes,
I can tell you've got 3 fingers held up.
and he goes, nope, wrong. And he goes,
Oh, shit. Okay, we'll try emotional. I just couldn't tell because your fingers are so fat.
that's still not going to work. The emotional stuff don't work on me.
Well, we don't actually want the password.
Ah, that's reverse psycho. Don't work.
The issue is, I think I know what the issue is.
We'll try.
This guy is black, so clearly there is some. They didn't really give him the implants, but you'd think they would, because that's a thing you could be able to control people with. You think they would want to control a black? Never mind. That's getting too far.
Mantis used his mind probe powers, right? Confused? What a mystery, fellas. Snake then says,
then how did they
bad writing? That's all. They just forgot.
get your code, Baker, if they can't read your mind?
They never taught me how to resist physical torture, just emotional and mental.
So Baker was there in the room, and Psycho Mantis goes,
I can tell you.
Wait a minute.
Says Moth thinks Snake, because remember earlier, he just said Psycho Mantis used his mind probe powers, right? Confused?
I can tell you've got 3 fingers held up.
So, but yeah, he didn't get them. So I guess not. I don't know, man. It's confusing.
How about this cattle prod?
Oh, all right, I give in. So, Revolver
Let me get back
Ocelot
to the game. I'll keep this playing.
tortured Baker. That's right. That broken arm is not just from a skateboarding accident. It was part of the torture. Now, Baker then asks,
Snake, tell me about the DARPA chief.
Snake says,
Sorry, Baker. The DARPA chief is dead.
Not my best friend, the DARPA chief.
This makes Baker very upset. He starts yelling at Snake.
I hate you, Snake. You killed him, didn't you? You took my best friend in the world from me. I'll get you.
Baker, you don't understand. I didn't kill him.
I don't believe you.
I didn't kill the DARPA chief. He seems to have died from a heart attack.
A heart attack?
Snake says,
Baker, I need you to tell me about the card keys.
I don't have them anymore, Snake. I gave them to a new female recruit. There's a whole bunch of guards here, Snake. But this guard, the female guard, refused to take part in the rebellion when that happened. So she was thrown in the prison.
Wait a minute, could that be that woman that was wearing the guard's uniform? That woman is Meryl? Also, that woman who is Meryl is the Colonel's niece?
I don't know, Snake, but she managed to escape. I was in contact with her over the codec before she was captured. Snake, you can contact her on the codec, but I can't remember the frequency. Oh, what is it? Oh, that's right. It's written on the back of the box.
Okay, so they had this interesting fourth wall moment. On the back of the Metal Gear Solid case, there are a whole bunch of previews of the game, right? And you go, oh yes, I want to buy this. One of them is the codec, and you can see 140.15.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember this shit. Yeah, it caused me all sorts of grief when I was a kid, because I did not have the case. I used to throw the cases away, and then I would throw them in a slip disc. This tended to be like pre-internet days, or at least you used to have really spotty internet. So I was stuck. Now, Snake says,
all right, I'll try to contact her. But what do I do if it doesn't work?
You will need to find Hal Emmerich. Emmerich is the team leader of the Metal Gear Rex program.
But
if there's anyone who can figure out how to stop Metal Gear from launch, it's Emmerich.
But
he's probably being held captive at the nuclear warhead storage building.
Oh my god.
So, Snake then says,
why Metal Gear? The nuclear age ended with the turn of the millennium.
Snake, let me give you a little history lesson. The threat of nuclear war, it's not gone. In fact, it's greater than it's ever been.
Alright, we ain't sitting through all this. Basically, he learns that there's a bunch of nuclear waste that is not being held very securely, and blah, 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 blah.
In order to maintain our American policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
So the plan is to basically just put a nuke
on a walking robot mech suit type thing?
Yes.
My god, it's overwhelming. Wait a minute, haven't we basically already got these anyway, with intercontinental ballistic missiles and also nukes from submarines that can go pretty much anywhere?
No.
In fact, I think a submarine is actually more useful because you can't really attack a submarine.
Stop attacking my life's work, Snake.
So Snake says,
you mean Metal Gear?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
We push to have Metal Gear developed as a black project. There are secret projects everywhere that are paid for by the Pentagon's black budget.
These black projects avoid a lot of red tape, and no one can bother you.
Boy, this is a lot of exposition in a very short period of time. I'm going off. I gotta find a new lady friend. And then Baker gives Snake an optical disc.
Here you go. It's the only remaining copy of the data from the Metal Gear prototype, so don't lose it.
Okay, thanks. I'll put it in my wallet.
Cheers. I hid it from Revolver while he was torturing me. It was so easy. I just put it in my back pocket, and then I just got electrocuted a little bit.
You shelved it? Have you at least washed it first?
There's no time for that, Snake.
I'm not even wearing gloves.
Snake, take my level 2 card. It'll open more doors than that one Donald gave you.
Before I go, I just want to bring up one more mysterious thing. Who was that ninja?
That is Foxhound's dark little secret. Ooh. It's an experimental soldier.
Whoa.
Snake, you should ask Dr. Naomi Hunter. She knows more about that than I do.
Okay, that sounds great. Anyway, I'm going now. It was a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Baker. And he stretches out his hand to shake it, and then Baker starts having a heart attack.
What did you do to me? Oh, no, it can't be.
Not surprising.
Those Pentagon bastards. They're just using you for...
Baker dies from a heart attack.
Too many baked goods. It's a problem.
What the hell?
Too many sweets. Too much canola oil, too, in the fucking sweets. That's the real killer.
Oh, I got bad news. I just met this really cool guy, but he's dead. His name's Baker.
It looks like another heart attack. There are a lot of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses, so I won't be able to tell without doing an autopsy, though, if it was, faked or not.
And he just took his booster shot as well. Coincidence? Now, Snake then asks Naomi, what do you know about this exoskeleton ninja man? Whereabouts is Fortnite Ninja from? I need to know where Ninja Blevins is headed. Is he a part of Foxhound?
I don't know anything about that. There's no one like that in my unit.
You don't know anything about a ninja.
Not at this point, I don't.
You've never heard of Ninja Blevins Fortnite.
Welcome.
They should have just kept Gray Fox.
To the Ninja Dojo.
Anyway, I gotta go. I got another call. Snake then goes to the back of the disc, and he called Meryl. She picks up and she says, "Hey Snake, it's me, Pixel Man. I hope you're enjoying Metal Gear Nord. Have you heard that VPNs can help you watch international catalog stuff? That's right. Just go to nordvpn.com/story mode. Oh no, I'm having a heart attack. Here's Meryl. Hello.
I just gotta learn how to dodge.
My name is Snake. I am a Pisces. I am 36 years old, and I've got a tier 3 sub for Ninja Blevins. And Meryl is swept off her feet immediately, and she says,
Oh, sorry about before, Snake. I didn't know if you were one of the good guys.
Listen up, Meryl. Of course I'm one of the good guys. And also, I know that you are one of the good guys. I could see it in your eyes. You've got green rookie eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
They're rookie's eyes, right?
No, they're beautiful, compassionate eyes.
Meryl's like,
Oh, Snake, oh. I'm swept off my feet. By the way, Snake, can I just say, you and the terrorist Liquid Snake share a striking resemblance. It's very hot.
You're telling me I look just like the leader of the terrorists?
Yes. And I like it.
That's so strange. What another mystery to find out about and such. Look at this. I've got the key card. And Snake goes, it's a miracle you've still got them. And Meryl says,
Well, women have more hiding places than men.
Are you talking about your vagina?
I'll leave that up to your interpretation, Snake.
I think she's talking about her vagina. All right, so Snake heads off to find Dr. Emmerich. Turns out Dr. Emmerich is not actually in this building. He needs to go outside of this one, through the snow, and into the entrance of the other building, right? But to do that, Snake, you'll have to go through a bunch of lasers. They go up and down, and if they go off, the guards will be alerted. So to see the lasers, Snake takes out his cigarette. And Camel goes, what the hell did you get those? We strip searched you when you started the mission. And Snake goes, well, I hid them in my stomach.
Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
So he swallowed a packet of cigarettes and then he threw it up to smoke later. He's got a terrible addiction. They go, okay, cool. And then Snake has a cigarette and goes, yeah, that is cool. Or, you know, you can just use the infrared goggles. He makes it outside the building and into the snow. Now, as he's walking along, suddenly he gets a call, and it's from an unknown number. Who are you?
My name, it's Deep Throat.
Deep Throat.
You need to use a mine detector to traverse the snow and avoid the mines, because there's mines all over the place here. Also, Snake, there's a tank right in front of where you're standing, and it's waiting to ambush you, so, be careful about that.
Okay, now, you don't actually have to do anything about the mines. All you do is crawl around on your belly and the mines can't go off. So, Snake crawls forward and then, tank time. There is a man, his name is Vulcan Raven, and he pops up and he goes, oh, it's nice to see you, Snake. But
snakes don't belong in Alaska.
It's only bears and incest.
By the way, Vulcan Raven is part of Foxhound, so this is member 4 of 6, for those of you keeping track at home.
So the fight is on between Vulcan Raven in his tank versus Solid Snake in his shoes. This shit, that flip was like, oh fuck, all I want to do is be able to do that. So Snake and this tank are running around the map. Snake is throwing grenades and he's trying to get them into the mouth hole at the top of the tank. Oh, and one gets in there, gobble, gobble, gobble. No, wait. The tank explodes and a man is thrown up from there. Snake is then very proudy. He walks over to the next building and he goes inside. Haha. But what he doesn't know is that Vulcan Raven actually survived. Somehow, he popped out of the top of the tank and he takes a phone call. Well, boss, he got away. Instead of chasing him down, I'm going to just hang out in the burnt tank. And Vulcan Raven swears that he will fight Snake again and this time win.
Yes, the raven on my head. It thirsts for his blood.
Snake enters the facility where they keep all the nuclear waste. Time to use stealth and sneakery. So he jumps into his signature box and he starts wandering around the room. A box. They turned my boy into a box. Snake then makes his way to the elevator and he goes, B2, please. He goes down there, and just as the door opens, that ain't good. Dead men, blood, and carnage all over the place. My God, what has happened here? So Snake rounds the corner, and he sees, it's the cyborg ninja once again. He's holding a man in the air with his sword. A katana, in fact. And then he leaves through a door, which is not so unusual. Snake follows quickly, and he runs in. He sees the invisible man walking towards Hal Emmerich. He's the scientist behind Metal Gear. The ninja keeps getting closer, and Dr. Emmerich's like, please don't kill me. I love anime.
What's with these guys? It's like one of my Japanese animes.
Right.
So anyway, then he starts just pissing himself. Which is not a good thing to do in the cold winters of Alaska. But he is eccentric, it's kind of his thing. What's the deal? Everything on the battlefield is distinguished by either good guys or bad guys. I don't know which one you are.
Neither enemy nor friend. I am back from a world where such words are meaningless.
I'm just a humble cyborg ninja trying to make his way in this great big world of Zanzibar. Oh my God. So the scientist jumps in his locker, and Snake and the cyborg must punch to death. Then Snake wins. Yay! But before I run away again, I have to ask, do you remember me?
Snake can keep up
Snake?
with a cyber ninja. That
It can't be. You were killed in Zanzibar. We're just going to spoil it. So that is a man named Gray Fox, a.k.a. Frank Yeager. Then all of a sudden, the cyborg ninja starts spazzing out. I know who it is behind that suit.
Obviously.
It's Michael J. Fox. No. He starts screaming, the medicine. I need my topical cream. The cyborg ninja starts smashing his head into the ground. It's itchy. It's itchy. And then he sprints out of the room. What the hell is going on? Ring, ring. Colonel, what's going on? That was Grey Fox.
I don't believe you, Snake. There's no way that could be him, Snake. He died in Zanzibar.
And then Naomi jumps into the call and goes, I was certain he was dead. What a surprise twist of events. Listen, before I joined the super secret CIA medical team or whatever, I heard rumors about a man who had experiments run on him. That soldier was Grey Fox. They took him from the battlefield of Zanzibar, and he was dead at the time, but they revived him, and they kept him drugged up. And then they did all sorts of experiments on him, Snake. It was terrible. That had this maze. There was cheese in the middle. Oh my God, that's terrible. No, wait, I've got more. And then they'd do this other thing where they dropped food on the floor, and then they'd go 1, 2, 3, and he would test to see if it was safe to eat. They got up to 5, 6, 7 seconds, Snake. He was the original tester of the 5-second rule. My God. By the way, bit of an insert. These soldiers are all called genome soldiers. Why is that, Mr. Branson? Are their names all genome?
No, Mark, it's a little bit more complicated than that. So all of the soldiers at this base have undergone genome therapy. This makes them stronger and better at being soldiers. Stuff.
Snake hangs up the call and goes, I gotta go talk to this scientist that's still peeing in the closet. So he opens the closet dramatically, and this is Dr. Emmerich. Now, the problem is his legs are all wet, and as he walks around, it makes a squidging noise. Snake says, what do you know about Metal Gear?
Metal Gear? Yeah. I worked on that. But it was only ever meant to be for, like, defensive purposes, and I had no idea that they were going to use it to, like, attack people.
Okay, are you telling me that you built the Metal Gear, but then someone else was building the weapons off to the side, and you didn't know that they were gonna combine the two like a Lego Bionicle with the weapon in his hand? You just thought it was gonna be the Bionicle on its own?
Yes, that is what I thought.
Yeah, but how would you know what kind of stability it would need? For example, when you fired a missile from it, wouldn't you have to know what sort of specs so that it didn't just barrel over backwards?
These are great questions, Snake.
Also, how would you need to know, for example, doesn't the Metal Gear have a rail gun on it? Where's the power for that thing? Surely it's coming from the machine itself.
Look, okay, I did not that it was going to fire nuclear missiles.
Okay, I understand. That's satisfactory. Thank you. Lamau, this whole situation is pretty fucked up. Lol, even. And then Emmerich says,
oh my God, Snake, you're so right. I can't handle this anymore. Why is my research being used for this? I feel like such a fool. And then he starts crying.
And Snake's just there with a Pepsi. He's going, get a hold of yourself. You think on the fields of Zanzibar we were crying about making nuclear weapons or something? But you know what, Dr. Emmerich? Love is a battlefield. And I love you, Dr. Emmerich. Snake then asks the pertinent question, where are they keeping Metal Gear Rex?
Rex is in the underground maintenance base north of the communications tower.
Okay. Why don't you go hide, and I'll make my way over to Rex. Have a great time. See you later, he says as he starts leaving the room. Prematurely. But then Emmerich says,
sure, no worries, I'll hide. Also, check it out. I have stealth camouflage, just like Cyborg Ninja.
Wait a minute, that's really neat, but wouldn't it make way more sense if you gave me the stealth camouflage and you continued to hang out in the piss locker? Because I don't really need you to run about the map, but I have to run about the map, you see.
Well, you see, I've already got piss all over this stealth camouflage, so you probably don't want it.
Just wash it off.
I see. You can keep the stealth camouflage. All right, I'll call you when I get to wherever, get to Metal Gear Rex or something. I don't know. And then he goes, but first, I gotta call my girlfriend.
A bit late.
Hi, Meryl. How you doing? And she goes, I'm going really good, Snake. But suddenly, Meryl gets ambushed while on the call.
There she is! Over there!
Oh no! Damn, they spotted me!
Why does she always...
And Emmerich goes, quick, Snake, take this level 4 card. Right, at this point, naturally, Snake thinks, you've given a lot of exposition, so it's about time you die of a heart attack, right? And he goes, you're not in any pain, are you?
What's wrong? Getting all friendly all of a sudden.
No, nothing. I'm glad you're okay.
Also, you should call me Articon from now on. And then Snake goes, what? Why? Well, you see, it's a portmanteau of Otaku Convention. And Snake continues to stare incredulously. Fucking nerd! You see, Otaku is a guy who likes Japanese animation. Glare. You know, when I started building robots, because I wanted to build great big ones like in my favorite anime. By this point, Snake's got his gun drawn and pointed directly at Emmerich's head. Anyway, so call me Articon. Why don't you go find Meryl? There's not much time to kill me right now. You can do that later. Okay, alright, I'm out of here. And so he leaves to find Meryl.
I think Ava might have been
and he goes back up one floor to B1 and he starts looking for soldiers that walk with a certain wiggle. No, not that one. Nope, not that one.
Macross.
That one.
It's just a box chasing a woman, don't worry about that.
Now, the funny thing is, you can, of course, get into a firefight or, sort of isolate these other soldiers, and you can kill Meryl.
Oh, really?
And if you do that, you can lose the game. Yeah. The wiggly soldier then goes into the women's bathroom, which is a bit of a giveaway, but all the GNAM soldiers are male, so why would you use the females? But he follows it. You go into the bathroom. Now, if you go into the other bathroom, the other soldiers actually use the male bathroom as well, so you can run up behind them when they're using the urinal, and you can strangle them, which is pretty funny. And you
like to do that around the office.
Anyway, Snake searches through all the stalls in the female bathroom, and then he finally gets to the last one, and there he sees a guard's uniform. What the heck? Maybe she's inside the toilet.
Don't move. That's the second time I've been able to sneak up on the legendary Solid Snake.
You're Meryl? I had no idea you were so feminine.
This is no time to try and hit on me, Snake. When I joined up, they gave me psychotherapy to destroy my interest in men.
They filled up my vagina with concrete. But here's the thing. Snake is such a rugged and handsome hero. Eventually, she's gonna come around.
About to die.
What's that mark?
Get them digits.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying?
This? It's a paint tattoo. It's not real.
Get them DMs. No.
Interest in men.
They filled.
Well, I didn't hear what she
said.
said.
You were so feminine.
This is no time to try and hit on me, Snake. When I joined up, they gave me psychotherapy to destroy my interest in men.
That sounds fucked up and really weirdly eugenicist. What? Psychotherapy to destroy your interest in men? I wonder how much of this has actually been practiced. Wouldn't surprise me that it's employed a lot.
Filled up my vagina with concrete. But here's the thing. Snake is such a rugged and handsome hero. Eventually, she's gonna come around.
What's that mark?
I'm just trying to bring up
Oh,
screen
this?
again.
It's a paint tattoo. It's not real. I was a fan of Foxhound way back, when guys like you and my uncle were in it. None of that gene therapy like there is today. You guys were real heroes.
Okay, we didn't want to overcomplicate it, so we didn't mention it. But Snake used to be in Foxhound, but then everybody left. So these 6 new people, he doesn't know any of them, so we just didn't mention it. Foxhound used to be good. Now it's all bad. Yeah, I like the old Foxhound. I'm not a hero. I'm just a man who's good at killing. I only know war. You know that book, War and Peace? For me, I scribbled out the last 2 words of the title.
And you fight for the people.
I've never fought for anyone but myself. I got no purpose in life, no ultimate goal.
You understand there? I fight for me. I fight for myself. I'm a mercenary. I have no goal. I'm completely nihilistic. I don't know why I fight. I don't know why I'm here right now. I don't know why I wake up in the morning. I hate myself. But most of all, I hate you, Meryl. Meryl, please. I can see your nipples right through your shirt. We're gonna have to mosaic this whole thing out. I also want one of those cool temporary tattoos. Have you got one? I'll put one on my face. Look at this now. It's hard for people to take me seriously, even though I'm a battlefield killing machine. Sometimes there's other things in the field, such as a tractor or a plow, or this funny little general in the field. But I'll tell you what's not in the field. Corny lines like this. Lines about having no purpose.
How did you recognize me in disguise?
I never forget a lady.
So there's something you like about me, huh?
Yeah, you've got a great butt.
Oh, I see. First it's my eyes, now it's my butt. What's next?
On the battlefield, you never think about what's next.
Exactly.
You've got a rookie ass.
You got the card keys from Baker?
Card keys?
She got her ass is mid.
You mean this?
Well, that's not even rookies. It's mid, is it rookie?
That's where she kept them.
Where are the others? There should be 3 keys.
This is all I've got.
Where could the other 2 be?
All right, so Meryl says she doesn't know. Anyway, she walks over to the mirror and she goes,
You know, I don't use makeup the way other women do.
How do you use it?
I hardly ever look at myself in the mirror. I've always despised that kind of woman. My father, he was killed in action when I was younger.
My father, he was always the kind of woman to wear makeup.
This isn't a training exercise. Our lives are riding on this. There are no heroes or heroines. If you lose, you're worm food.
Anyway, I don't have time for this. You're really slowing me down on the battlefield right now.
Is that FAMAS functional?
Unfortunately, it's out of ammo.
So bring it with you and maybe you'll find more ammo later.
Where'd you get that Desert Eagle?
I found it in the armory. It's a .50 caliber Action Express. There was a SOCOM pistol too, but I chose this.
Huh, so I got a leftover, huh?
No.
Isn't that gun a little big for a girl?
Don't worry, I can handle it.
Come on, use my 45.
Listen, I've used a gun like this since I was 8 years old. I'm more comfortable with it than I am with a bra.
And Meryl pulls out a clip of ammo from her bra. Meryl then gives Snake a level 5 card. It's got a holographic on it. So they head off. They need to get to the commander's room because they think they will find something there that will help them disarm the nuclear weapons or stop Metal Gear Rex or something. And then Meryl turns to Snake and she says,
That's strange. There's no guard.
What happened to the music?
You know what, Jeff? I think this has all the hallmarks of some sort of trap. Now, this is where things get a bit weird. Snake's just about to open the door. Suddenly, Meryl has contracted the COVID, and she gets a headache all of a sudden.
Snake!
This did not even come out when that was
My vaccine is not working, Snake.
Can't, Jeff. So Meryl is screaming, and she needs a couple of Tylenol. But she gets up, and then all of a sudden, her demeanor has changed.
I don't take any pills. I don't take Tylenol.
Let's go.
Did you also notice that her voice had changed?
Come on, Mr. Foxhound. The commander is waiting.
Just as they enter the room, Meryl suddenly starts acting all weird. She has another migraine, but this time something else is happening. She points her gun at Snake. Meryl asks,
Hey, Snake.
Do you like me? Hold me, Snake.
What's wrong?
Do you like me? Will you hold me, Snake?
Oh, I do very much, Meryl. Come here, give me a big snoop. But behind Meryl is a man, and he seems to want to watch. It's ruining the whole mood for Snake.
You don't like girls?
Correct. I like men. Real men.
And some women, but none that have rookie eyes. So, Meryl has been confirmed to be under control of a man named Psycho Mantis. Now, Psycho Mantis has all sorts of telekinetic and telepathic powers. Very cool.
And remember, Psycho Mantis is the guy that read Donald Anderson's mind, the chief of DARPA.
And he is controlling Meryl, but that means that we can't kill her, unfortunately. Anyway, long story short, Snake has to knock Meryl out, and then he has to fight Psycho Mantis. And so basically, he's like, look, I can do telekinesis, and he tells you,
I will show you my psychokinetic power. Put your controller on the floor.
and you do it, and then he just runs the vibration function, and he pretends like he's doing it with his mind. It's so neat. This is like back in 1998, I think, and all this stuff just blew my mind. And then he also starts reading your memory card.
Yeah. You like Suikoden. You like Castlevania, don't you? I see that you enjoy
Seven in the Night was good.
He also starts rating your gameplay.
You're a careless man, aren't you?
Anyway, you fight him, and he can fly around, and he can do stealth, and he's knocking things around the room. But if you try to shoot at him, he constantly dodges out of the way. And then he has all these cool, like, fake-out moments as well, where he pretends like your TV is changing its input.
I'm about to say, do we want to address the fact that instead of video, he writes Hideo?
After a while, you start to get pretty fucked up, and you go, oh, shit, what do I do? So you call up the Colonel, right? And you go, oh, Colonel, I don't know how to fight this guy. And Colonel goes, why don't you try unplugging the control controller from slot 1 into slot 2,
wall.
which was a really fucking neat concept. And the idea is, because you're using the wrong controller slot, he can no longer predict your inputs on the controls. Anyway, so he does all that stuff, and then Mr. Mantis goes, what the heck? Fine, I know what I can do. And he wakes up Meryl, and he starts getting her to do this.
Stand right where he can see you and blow your brains out.
But it's fine. You knock her out. Anyway, finally, you shoot him, and he goes flying. Now, Psycho Mantis, I reckon, was one of the coolest characters, and he had a pretty good backstory, too. So we're about to find that out now. Now, you have defeated Psycho Mantis, and they take off his mask so he can talk properly.
Too many times. I'm gonna go check out the other section of this area.
Ew, grody. Okay, so we finally get to see Psycho Mantis' face here. Right, he has had the top of his head cut off. And then he's had the top, like, kind of badly stitched back together. You know what would fix this? Instead of a big mask, cool bandana. And he decides, you know what, I'm going to help him after all. They're not so bad. And in fact, I'm kind of on Snake's side now. And Snake rightfully asks, why are you helping me?
But you are different. You're the same as us.
So Psycho Mantis goes on to explain that he would read, hundreds of people's minds, but deep down, all they really wanted to do was reproduce.
Every living thing on this planet exists to mindlessly pass on their DNA. We're designed that way. That's why there is war.
When he was a child, he read his father's mind, and his mum died in childbirth, and his father blamed him for it. Because he had such a large head, it destroyed her, and hence why he had to have this stitching. In order to get the baby out, they had to cut half of his head off, and then they had to reattach it later. And then he went full psycho mode, I guess, and he burnt down his whole village.
I read her mind as well. Meryl's. I saw you there.
Ooh, she likes you.
You have a large place in your heart.
A large place?
Shut him up, Snake.
I have a last request.
What is it?
My mask. Put it back on.
Even at this late stage, he's worried about catching Cody.
I'll open the door for you.
God. No,
if you
don't
want
make
to
it.
find adventure, go through that door.
So Psycho Mantis then dies, and they go, all right, we got a mission to do. Let's go, Meryl. And then Meryl goes,
I'm sorry.
Meryl?
I'm tired of those millipede men.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I used public Wi-Fi. Oh, don't beat yourself up, Meryl. Just go to NordVPN.com/story mode. Keep yourself safe or whatever, even if you're browsing pornography at McDonald's. No, I'm sorry about going zombie mode and stuff before and pointing a gun at you.
And getting something as well.
How could I let Mantis control my mind like that?
Snake's just there like, oh my god, hand in front of his face.
If you're gonna doubt yourself, I'll leave you here.
Yeah, exactly. Tell her again, Snake.
I'll leave you here. Never doubt yourself. Just let it make you stronger. Learn something from it.
You're always right, Snake.
So Meryl goes, tell me, Snake, what's your name? I'd love to know it. Your real name, not your code name. And Snake goes,
a name means nothing on the battlefield.
There are no names on the battlefield.
How old are you?
Now, I'm going to predict he's going to say, old enough for the battlefield?
Old enough to know what death looks like.
Close enough. That's what I'm going to put in, like, I go to the doctor's office. Don't make me fill out those forms. What's your name? There are no names on the battlefield. What's your age?
Old enough to know what death looks like.
Sex. There is no sex on the battlefield.
Do you smoke?
Yeah, I always keep a pack in my stomach. So they rush through the door. Now, when they rush through the door, they find themselves at a hallway. They are out now in the snow. And in these walkways, there are a whole bunch of wolves. So they fight their way through it. Now, at this point, they get to the big walkway. Of course, the other building. Within this building, we will see the nuclear weapons. And we will see Metal Gear X. And it will be super neato. Then all of a sudden, cut to black. And then the camera opens up to a targeted sniper rifle. Oh my god, what's happening? Meryl turns around. A laser.
Oh
no! Suddenly, those 3 packets of spicy Doritos are repeating on her. No, Meryl. Also, she has been shot by a sniper. And then she reaches out for her gun. I'm not going down that easy. But then the sniper shoots her hand too.
And the sad music begins. And even in this moment, she decides to get all annoying and wistful. And she goes, I guess I never was built for the battlefield. I was a rookie all along. You know those rookie eyes? You're right. I've got two of them. And Snake says, don't say that, Meryl. I'm coming to help you. And Meryl says, no, don't do it, Snake.
It's the oldest trick in the book. The sniper's using me for bait to lure you out.
It's not the oldest, but it's one of them.
What's the oldest then, Zoc, huh?
The oldest trick in the book is when you take your thumb, do one of these bad boys, and then they think, oh my god, his thumb's falling off.
Right next to the stole your nose one. That's number 2.
Yes, that's right. And then I think number 3 is tying someone's shoelaces together.
That is good.
Number 4 is baiting someone with a sniper.
My gun! I can't reach it by myself. I promised. I would slow you down. I can still help. I want to help you.
I'll probably start up the stream. I'll delete this.
I was a fool.
I'll just start up the stream.
Shut the fuck up, Meryl. But then the colonel calls and he's like, oh, my niece.